right there. We win the game right there, and this inning and that inning, kind of like the Hennessy game. Although we ended up eventually getting that run. I mean, when we had innings where we left 3 on base 3 different times, I believe, 14 total.
Right.
You get 1 or 2 runs in each time there, you win 11-5 or whatever, So it just makes the game a lot more simpler when you can score as many runs as possible. And losing 2-1 is those good things. Hey, we pitched really well, played good defense. Probably didn't have as many errors. I don't know. I didn't see the box score. I wouldn't think we had as many errors, only losing 2-1. But so those things they improved, but then you just didn't hit situationally. So that's why baseball's so tricky. You can't. You play perfect one day, and the next day you don't. It looks like you don't even know how to play. You play like elementary school kids or something.
And it's a good Bethany team. Bethany's ranked in 4A.
Yeah, they're always a good team.
And we scored 1 in the top of the 9th, and they scored 2 in the bottom of the 9th. And another factor is, you'll hear from Coach Westworthington here in the interview, we had 16 strikeouts. We had players on the bases, but we had 16 strikeouts. And like he's going to say in the interview, when you give up 16 outs like that without making anybody make a play, it's an easy ball game for Bethany.
Right, absolutely.
So
the strikeout's probably the most frustrating thing.
Right.
So,
but we've seen, I saw that, Perry can get on a roll against Woodward. They came through with 4 runs in that top of the 7th. We saw against Hennessy, that there is some offense there. There are some pieces there that are good in a 7-6 extra inning ball game. And then you go to Bethany the next night and you only lose 2-1. So they're right there. They really are. And they, playing a heck of a schedule they're playing right now. Basically a 4A schedule and not a 3A schedule.
Right.
Hopefully that will prepare them when we get to districts and then on to regionals and so forth and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all you can ask for is improvement every single time out. Unless you're at the top, you can't always be at the top of your game, but you can improve every single game and get better by the time you're in the districts and regionals, like you just said. If you're rolling, that's all you need. It's like when you win teams that win playoffs with Super Bowls, 9-7. We've seen it all the time, and that's just an example. But when you get rolling at the right time, that's all that matters.
And pitching hasn't been a problem. Dylan Buck went against Bethany, I think, a complete game. They really didn't touch him until I think he got touched up in that 9th inning. And he even told me that his arm was jello when we got to the 9th inning.
Sure.
And then, Charlie Wart's coming in, the freshman, on Saturday against the Boomers from Woodward. Complete game, 1 walk, several strikeouts. So pitching has not been a problem. Hunter Hayes put in there as well with a 1.3 ERA.
Yeah.
It's not a problem on the mound.
Yeah, Garrett pitched well
It's manufacturing runs and committing errors as well. Those are the 2 issues right now, and strikeouts. So, and those are correctable things that you can fix. You can go back into, the hitting cage. Thank you, hitting cage.
Yeah. Get on the field.
And you can get on the field and you can correct those things. It's repetition and getting and let's not, also remember the fact that these guys from basketball and wrestling have just joined the team.
Yeah.
And it's not that far from when they joined. So I mean they're not there yet.
Absolutely.
But it could be. They can.
Don't know why she handed us that if she was going to take it from us.
I guess they have to have it in the press box. Anyways, I guess they get that first. We'll get the lineups. We have our lineup. So we're going to take our first time out. We'll come back. We'll talk about Blackwell and the pieces that we're going to see and the names we're going to call tonight. Very familiar names if you followed basketball and wrestling and football. It's just the same kind of athletes, same names and all that stuff. But we're going to take our first break. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. And welcome back to Morgan Field, Blackwell, Oklahoma. I got to get to that bridge. You got to let that song play. Get to that bridge there.
To the drop there, yeah.
As we're back here in Morgan Field, Blackwell, Oklahoma, Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw, getting you set for the Battle of the Maroons on the Diamond. Part 2. Blackwell is 1-0 against the Perry Maroons so far this year, taking an 11-6 ball game in the first game of the year for Perry at Ripley Field. And they have flipped. If you're looking at the schedule, they flipped the schedule. Right. This game was supposed to be in Perry today. The first game of the year was supposed to be in Blackwell, so they flipped it. I don't know why.
Okay.
It might have been weather related or something, maybe, since possibly, it was so earlier in the year, because we're more north than Perry, obviously. But we're here tonight, and we're going to talk about the Blackwell Maroons, and their table setter, as he seems to be in every sport, is the shortstop Brady Burton.
Right.
He is the table setter, and I talked to him briefly before the ball game today, and I finally introduced myself after 3 years because I'm sure he's been seeing me run around and walk around all the events. And nice young gentleman. He's going to go. He wants to go play ball at the next level, and not basketball. He's a baseball player.
Yeah.
So he is the catalyst that gets it going for Blackwell, and what I saw at the tournament is that's exactly what happens. He's got the speed. He's got the wherewithal. He's got very good baseball knowledge, and he's a very good hitter at the plate. He makes the pitchers work, and he's got a good eye. And then behind him is his brother, Colby Bertner. I think he only plays baseball, and he's a good guy. He basically DHs sometimes, and then you got Jacob Cannon, that's at left field, and then Sam Sherman.
Of course.
Everything Sam Sherman.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to go anywhere to wrestle or play baseball. Surely he's going to go wrestle somewhere. We were talking about that off the air. But Sam Sherman, a very good catcher. Zach Brown, saw him on the basketball court.
Yeah, and football field.
He'll be at third base, most likely. C.J. Schultz will be at first base, most likely. Josh Swain just has a motor in center field. He is very, very quick. We've seen him on the basketball court, but now you don't really get enough respect for him until you see him on the baseball diamond and all the area he can cover.
Right.
He is extremely quick. Andrew Worley, you'll see him in right field. Isaiah Stafford most likely will be at second base because they'll have a DH and he won't hit. So, you got Sam Sherman, Brady Bertner, Colby Bertner, Zach Brown, and Josh Swain. Blackwell has kind of struggled in the years before this one in talking to some of the Perry kids, and just saying those names right there, that gives you kind of why they're good this year.
Right. Those guys are all seniors, most of them, I believe.
I think they are. Yes.
And when you have all that experience, it's eventually going to pay off if they're good kids, if they're good players, and that's what they've done. They've had a much better overall sporting year, from what I understand, from football on up.
They have.
I mean, wrestling, they're usually always pretty decent. I mean, obviously they won the title a couple years ago. But, football, they won 4 games, I believe, this year, and they hadn't won a game in 3 years.
They were pressing the playoffs in football this year.
Exactly. Basketball, I think they were kind of down, but they play a really tough schedule in basketball. I know that for a fact. And baseball right now, starting off 7-4. Of course, wrestling, I think they made, 4th or 5th in state this year?
I think something
like that. That's where they were all year. They weren't quite on the cusp of being at Perry and some of the other teams' level. But, yeah, it's just I've been really surprised. It's kind of tucked away in the northeast corner of the state. Perry and Blackwell being from Oklahoma City, I didn't really know much about them coming in, but been really impressed with what I've seen for the whole year. And it seems like every time we're here. From Blackwell.
I know. This is our 4th trip
exactly,
this year.
So. Yeah.
But and also, Perry can say the same thing. It really takes a good coach, too.
Right.
And Blackwell has a really good one in Jim Sisney that's really, improved the facilities. You can see that their dedication as you came to the ballpark. They were all in the hitting cages, getting some swings in. Yep. They were really preparing for the ball game. So, that kind of helps, build a program, too. And that may be one of the reasons that, he's got some good kids, but that's another reason that, hey, they're 7-4 starting the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. Perry has had a really good year in sports overall. Girls basketball struggled a little, but real young, as we talked about. We don't need to get into that, but it's been a really good year for Perry sports, and it's probably because of me. Yeah, I'm a good No, I'm kidding. All the credit goes to the players and coaches.
Well, Blackwell's out here taking their infield right now, and
we're outside, by the way.
We're outside, by the way.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah. Got overcast skies. It's not supposed to rain. It will rain, knowing that I sit outside probably now.
Right.
But, overcast skies. It's a nice day. We didn't sit in the press box because it's left of the home plate, which would make no sense for me to be up there.
A little odd,
calling balls and strikes and everything. And this is right behind home plate.
Yeah, this is awesome.
We got electricity here. It's kind of a little chilly, but we got our sweatshirts on, and we're good.
It's roomy.
We're right behind home plate. So I thank Coach Sisney and his assistant for allowing us to sit here because they were originally going to put us in the press box, and I said, hey, what about that table? They're like, yeah, you can sit here. And I'm like, okay. It's not going to matter. It's not going to mess with the batters. He said, no, I don't think so. I'm like, okay. I'll take your word for it. So we'll
cool.
sit here.
We might get a pop-up right behind the plate. We'll have to watch out for that for sure.
Well, we will put our hands over all the equipment if that happens. I will be
I'll try to catch it. I'll be able to catch it.
Anyways, that's a little bit about the Blackwell Maroons. 7-4 coming in to tonight's ball game, coached by Jim Sisney, as they're getting their infield in right now. We're going to take another break. We're going to come back with the dugout interviews with Charlie Wirtz and Coach Wes Borson after this. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. Welcome back to the Perry Maroon Dugout Show, and with me now is the starting pitcher for tonight's ball game, freshman Charlie Wirtz. And Charlie, let's talk about your prep when you know you're getting the ball on the mound, and what do you do to prepare once you know that you're going to be the starter?
I don't know. I just like to focus on the game ahead and what I need to do the best I can. I never really eat before games, so I haven't had anything all day, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
That could be bad if you haven't had anything to eat. You don't want to get dizzy or nervous out there, do you?
No. Eating just kind of makes it worse for me.
Okay. Well, talk about your last game against Woodward. You had them really baffled. That curveball slider pitch that you have, you really had them buckled at the knees. What do you think was the main reason that you had them, off balance and just pitched a heck of a game?
Just kind of changed up speeds and pitches. I mean, I didn't ever go with the same sequence every time. It was just a little different for every batter.
Well, let's talk about the pitching staff as a whole this year. I know Dylan went a long ways against Bethany on Tuesday, and unfortunately lost that game 2-1 in 9 innings. But talk about the pitching staff. Coach seems to think we have some pretty good pitching, and if you're an indication of that, you're a freshman and you had a complete game against Woodward. Just talk about the pitching staff overall.
We have some excellent pitchers. We got some guys that are very good. They have lots of pitches, lots of experience. I think that with some of the teams we're playing, that there's no reason we should be able to hold them or can hold them.
Well, let's talk about the record. We're 2-7 on the year, and I don't think that's any indication of how good this team is at this point or could be during the course of the year. We've lost some close battles, some one-run games, two-run games. What's it going to take for us to get on a roll and get this thing going this year?
To me, it seems like we've been kind of hit or miss, but we've been working really hard during practices, getting up in the mornings, lifting. I think it's just a matter of time before we get on that streak, and we're just going to roll over everybody.
Well, thanks, Charlie. I wish you good luck on the mound, and we'll talk to you some other time.
Thank you.
That was your starting pitcher, Charlie Wirtz, the freshman that's going to be on the mound tonight. He threw a complete game against Wood. And that was Coach Charlie Wirtz. He's going to be on the mound tonight for the Maroons and giving us a little bit of his take of his last performance on the mound against the Woodward Boomers last Saturday in the Hector Tovar tournament. Like I said, had a gem of game, went 7 complete innings, 1 walk, and struck out several en route to the victory to get the first win of the year to go 1-0, and then also the first year for Perry in that respect too. Now we're going to have Coach Wes Borson talk a little bit about the ball game tonight, and talk about the Bethany game on Tuesday night, and what we're going to expect to see on the mound and his comments about his team. So here's Coach Wes Borson. It's Coach Wes Borson. And Coach, first of all, let's go ahead and talk about the Bethany game on Tuesday. Lost a close one, 2-1 in 9 innings. What happened in that ball game, and just tell us a little bit about that game.
Okay, well, Dylan Buck was on the mound for us on Tuesday, and he pitched really well. They really did not touch him much offensively for the first 8 2/3, and that was until they did some damage. He really threw a lot of strikes. He threw multiple pitches for strikes. He actually threw 3 pitches effectively in that game, and that helped him throughout the day, and it helped his longevity too. Able to throw 8 2/3 was really good for him this early in the season. Our main issue on Tuesday was on the offensive side. We really were about as unproductive as a club could be. We struck out 16 times in the game, and so whenever you give up that many outs without making the defense make a play, it's just really hard to expect to beat a good team doing that. So we've worked on our 2-strike approach this week, and we expect to have better at-bats and better approaches with 2 strikes today.
Well, it seems like this team has lost some really close ball games here of late, 1-run, 2-run games. What's it going to take to start turning those close losses into wins for this team?
Well, it's really manufacturing runs. We've done a good job of getting guys on base, but we leave them on base far too often. What we need to focus on is when we get guys in the scoring position is hitting behind runners and doing a good job of moving the runners up and then getting them across the dish when we get the chance. We've had too many opportunities with guys on second and third base, less than 2 outs, when a simple ground ball to the middle infield would score a run. And those are the type of times whenever we get 2 strikes and we get down and we take a 3rd strike, or we go down swinging on a curveball in the dirt. And so those are things that are under our control. And when you can control it, that's a good spot to be in, because you can affect the outcome. So really what we've got to do is get the ball in play more often. When we get guys on base, we've got to get down and get a little grit about ourselves and just make something happen. And I think that's the difference sometimes in a 1 or 2 run ball game. Just manufacturing a couple runs and finding a way throughout the game.
Well, freshman Charlie Wirtz gets the ball tonight on the mound, and last time out against Woodward had a really good ball game, a gem of a ball game, went 7 complete innings, 1 walk, and several strikeouts. Talk about what makes him such a good pitcher and why he had Woodward so fooled on Saturday.
Well, Charlie is good because a few different reasons. Number one is he throws a lot of strikes, and it's important to be in the strike zone throughout the game. And he throws multiple pitches for strikes, which is also good. And coming from the left side, there's not a lot of left-handed pitchers that are very crafty in our class. And so a guy like him is rather rare coming through Perry High School to have a good lefty that's as young as he is that can be effective at his age. And so he's skilled. He can. The fact that he can throw multiple pitches for strikes is big. And coming from the left side, it makes him different. And he's got a little velocity for a young lefty. And so all those things make him effective. He's got good movement on his fastball, which makes a difference. And he's a competitor, and he likes to pitch. And that also makes a difference. So, when he's up there on the mound, he's going for the win, and you can expect good competition out of him every time he steps on the rubber.
Well, let's talk about Blackwell. It seems that they had struggled in previous years up to this point, and they're 7-4 this year under Coach Jim Sisney. We lost our first game 11-6 in Perry. That was I think that was our first game of the year. Let's talk about Blackwell, what they bring to the plate, and what they bring defensively, and how we're going to get past that and get the win tonight.
Well, Coach Sisney really has this ball club very disciplined, and if you've watched the Blackwell Perry games over the years, really the only difference every once in a while is a little bit of discipline, but there's no difference in that factor now. Coach Sisney has the team very prepared, very ready to play. You can tell by just walking up to the ballpark today, the green grass is something we haven't seen in Blackwell in a few years. So we know Coach Sisney's taking care of business, and he's got his club ready to go. They've got a lot of guys that can pitch, a lot of guys that can throw strikes. We saw that displayed in the Hector Tovar tournament just last week. And so we expect a really good competition out of these guys. We know they're going to be ready to play. They're one of the better teams on our schedule, and it's going to take everything we've got to win. It's going to take a lot of strikes on the mound. It's going to take really good pitching, really good command, and it's going to take really good defense and then good at-bats to go along with it. And like I said, manufacturing some runs. We know it's not going to be easy getting runs across the dish today, so it's going to be a fight for us, there's no doubt.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time, and we'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thanks, Brock.
That was Coach Wes Morrison, your head coach for the Perry Maroons. And keep it right here on the other side of the break. We're going to have the batting lineups and the opening pitch between the Perry Maroons and the Blackwell Maroons here in Blackwell, Oklahoma. You're listening to Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. And welcome back to Morgan Field. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw as we are getting set for the Blackwell Maroons and your Perry Maroons. And going to go through, actually we're going to have, I think, the national anthem here, so we're going to keep it right here. Just keep it right here, Tim. And that was the national anthem, and we're going to get the starting lineups first for your Perry Maroons, as I'm not going to fall off that step here. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 10, Dawson Padilla, batting second. Third baseman, 17, Parker Simonek, batting third. The catcher, number 13, Garrett Byard. Left fielder, number 8, Dylan Buck in the 4-hole. Batting fifth, DH, number 12, Chandler Bocox. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 15, Hunter Diaz. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 21, Braden Sweet. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 14, James Boone. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 18, Charlie Warts. And it looks like pitching for Blackwell is Walker Cabot, number 15. As I'm going to get the starting lineups here. So catching, Walker Cabot is on the mound for the Blackwell Maroons. Behind the plate for Blackwell is Sam Sherman.
Your designated hitter, batting 5, will be Zach Brown.
Left to right, I believe that is
Playing first base, number 23, C.J. Schultz.
C.J. Schultz is at first.
Center field, number 4, Josh Swain.
Josh Swain, I'm doing this as we go.
Number 8, Andrew Worley.
Andrew Worley will be in right field.
Your pitcher on the mound today will be Walker Cabot. And playing third base, Isaiah Stafford.
We moved it over here. Isaiah Stafford will be playing third. Looks like Brady Burtner will be at short.
Not sure if Colby's playing in the field today because Brown's DHing, but I didn't hear where.
Second base is Colby.
Okay.
Colby Burtner. I didn't hear the left fielder.
It's Cannon. Jacob Cannon.
Okay.
What number is Burtner? 7? The other Burtner?
Colby.
Yeah,
So inner defense for Blackwell, starting from third to first, is Isaiah Stafford, Brady Burtner, Colby Burtner, and C.J. Schultz. Left to right, Jacob Cannon, Josh Swain, and Andrew Worley. Behind the plate, Sam Sherman, and on the mound is Walker Cabot. So we'll get that starting lineup for you here in a minute for Blackwell, as they will be the home team. And Perry will be the visiting team. And it's going to start off. Going to try and get my pages set here because we got wind to deal with today. And we're about ready to get things underway as number 10, the shortstop, Dawson Padilla, is going to lead it off for Perry. See if I can come down here. Okay, a little tight, but oh well. Walker Cabot looks in out of the full stretch or full windup, and here's the first pitch of the game. That's down and low for a ball, 1-0 to Dawson Padilla as we start the ball game between your Perry Maroons and the Blackwell Maroons. Top of the first inning. Here's the pitch. And swung on and fouled down the right side. Has anybody got room to get it? No, it's going to fall down for the first strike of the ball game. 1-1 will be the count to Dawson Padilla, the shortstop, the sophomore shortstop.
Also plays catcher, too.
Also plays
Correct?
catcher,
He
yes.
played catcher against when Byer pitched on Monday.
Yeah, when Garrett pitches, he is the catcher.
So
Riley Cinnamon is also another catcher for the Maroons. He's a freshman.
shows good athleticism, baseball acumen to be able to play
So
catcher.
Cabot out of the full windup. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss right down the plate. Sorry about that, partner. It's 1-2 the count. So in a hole here is Dawson. 1-2 in the count. He's got to protect here. Sam Sherman's going to set off to the right of the plate. That's outside the ball and pitched it right where Sam Sherman was. They tried to get him to go fishing.
Yep.
Evens the count at 2-2.
That's a good eye not to fish on that, not to take the bait.
Yeah, Cabot out of the wind. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be outside on the curve. It makes the count. It goes to full 3-2.
Good battle back.
Yes, good bat. Get it bat here for Dawson Padilla to start the ball game. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Right down the middle and stroked right at Brady Burtner. Got a lot of bat on that ball, but man, flies out to shortstop for a loud first out.
Yeah, that was. He smoked it, and Brady just, unfortunately, just hit it right to Burtner.
Now up to the plate for the Maroons is the third baseman, number 17, Parker Simonek, and he's been wearing out the ball of late. Here's Cabot's first offering. And Parker drives that one to left field, going back to the track, and pulls up at the wall is Jacob Cannon. A long fly ball for the second out. Parker Simonek got very good bat on that ball, but 2 fly outs, so 2 outs, and that's going to bring up to the plate the catcher, number 13, Garrett Byer. So early, Perry's seen Cabot pretty good so far.
Yeah, they are getting good swings.
That's
all you can ask for.
Garrett Byer will step in the very small batter's box.
Yeah.
And here's the first offering from Cabot. Swing and a miss in the dirt for strike 1. 0-1 the count.
I mean, Garrett is filling up the batter's box all the way, but
he takes the whole box.
Yeah,
You can barely get a stance in there.
They didn't make it deep enough today.
So Cabot in the wind. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's a curveball over the outside corner. That was low, but that was called a strike. So 0-2. Good grief. That was very low. Get your 9-iron out.
I'll have to use my sand on that one. The 60
And here's
wedge.
the 0-2 pitch. That one's outside on the curve, and ball 1-2 the count.
So I got two of the best wrestlers in the state, as it stands right here in the box.
Very good friends,
next
too,
to each
at
other.
that as
I
well.
imagine they've seen each other in sports for
They talk
4 or 5
to each
years.
other all the time that we play each other. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's outside and low for 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, good job on Garrett getting it back to even here.
Got triple ducks on the board. 2 balls,
Yep.
2 strikes, and 2 outs. The bull at the plate, and here's the 2-2. And he strokes that one to third base.
diving
Nice stop by Isaiah Stafford. Fires across the diamond, and it's going to be not handled well by the first baseman, and I don't know what we would give on
I
that.
think that's an error on the throw.
It's got to be an error on the throw, so there's going to be an error.
On the air, bring him to the plate.
That's going to bring to the plate the senior, this left fielder, number 8, Dylan Buck, and that was just a great stop by Isaiah Stafford. He almost completed a really good play. Just didn't get enough quite on it to C.J. Schultz, and Garrett's safe at first on the
Yep.
air.
Good effort by the kid, but they get a little more on that throw. It's going to be a tough throw anyway.
So Dylan will step in here. Runner at first base. Out of stretches Cabot, his first pitch. Dylan grounds balls to Brady Bertner at shortstop for the third out, the force out at second base. So in the first, no runs, no hits, one error. There was 1 left on base, and we move to the bottom of the first. It's no score between Perry and Blackwell. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. And welcome back to Blackwell, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. No score as we go to the bottom of the first. Enter defense for the Perry Maroons, third to first. Parker Simonek, Dawson Padilla, Destry Tovar, and James Boone. In the outfield from left to right, Dylan Buck, Braden Sweet, and Hunter Diaz. Behind the plate, Garrett Byer. And on the mound, the freshman Charlie Wirtz. And he is 1-0 on the year. Last outing, 7 complete innings, 1 walk, several strikeouts. Can't remember exactly how many, but he's got a very good slider curve that will slide over the outer edge of the plate and back in. It's very, very pretty, and we'll see what happens as Brady Bertner is going to be starting it off for the Blackwell Maroons. And he'll come up. He wears number 6 on his jersey. He's the shortstop for Blackwell. And so we will see him for the first time. And his number 6 and his brother Colby is right behind him as we are about to get underway in the bottom of the first inning. Charlie Wirtz in the wind in the pitch. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled right back at us into the net. Strike 1. Charlie Wirtz on the mound, the freshman for Perry. In the wind, here's the pitch. And Bertner tries to bunt and misses it, and strike 2. Trying to bunt his way on for a hit, and with Bertner's speed, he might have had problems because Parker Simnek was back on third base.
Yeah, that's probably a read on Bertner's part, seeing how far back he was, seeing if he can sneak a hit over there.
So the 0-2 pitch coming as the lefty. Here's the deal, and there's a swung on, and right at Dylan Buck. Brady Bertner got really good bat on it, but it's a long fly ball for the first out. Fly out to 7. A great swing on just a great athlete is Brady Bertner.
Absolutely, and that was a very good hit. You're right, partner. He had got all of it. Well, not all of it, because it might have been farther, but
now coming to the plate is his brother, Colby Bertner, the second baseman, wears number 7 on the back of his uniform. He steps in with 1 out. Charlie Wirtz, the southpaw, in his line, and here's the pitch. Boy, a high cheese right there for strike 1. Boy,
man, he's got some good velocity for a
Bertner
freshman.
went up and chased it.
Yeah.
Strike 1 on the call.
Anytime you get a lefty with any kind of good velocity, that's scary.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Charlie. And that one's just a little bit low, evens the count at 1-1. One is the count. Bottom of the first inning. Charlie Wirtz in the wind. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. 2-1 to Colby Bertner. Charlie winds and deals 2-1 pitch that swung on. It's in the hole, deep in the hole, and shortstop. You got to give that a hit. That's going to be a hit as Dawson Padilla had to go to his right couldn't exactly get there. So that's going to bring a hit for Colby Bertner.
5, Jacob Cannon.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a tough, kind of a tough play for Padilla. He was shading closer to second base, and Bertner hit him where they ain't, as they say, and got it back down under his glove.
Stepping into the box now is the left fielder, number 5, Jacob Cannon, with one on. Charlie Wirtz in that stretch. Here's the pitch. And there's that pitch I was talking about, partner. Starts it at the outside corner, then just slides it back in for a strike.
It had a lot of movement on it. This is a good as angle as any as we're going to see. And, man, it had a lot of movement.
So the 0-1 pitch upcoming. Works out of the stretch. Checks the runner. Here's the 0-1. Same pitch. It's going to be hit in the same spot. It's going to be another infield hit for Blackwell. Colby Bertner will move over to second base, and Cannon is credited with another hit. And to shortstop once again. So 2 on and 1 out, and somebody you do not want to see at the plate, Sam Sherman, number 14, the catcher.
Well, absolutely, partner, and especially with with runners on base, particularly. They got walk-up music here in Blackwell.
They do, and the guys have wanted me to do it, but I don't do the music at home. So they will have to talk to Mr. Cuckoo about that. There's that slide pitch. It stayed outside for ball 1.
Well, that time Padilla was shaded in, definitely shaded double play depth, and that's the reason why he was so far up, and that's why that got through again.
2 on and 1 out. 1-0 the count. Wirtz checks the runners. Out of stretch. He's
suicide
going to fire
over
back
there by
to
Colby.
second base. And
good job looking him back by the freshman. Colby was getting as big a lead as they'd let him have, and he saw him back.
So 1-0 is the count. 2 on. Checks the runners. And here's the pitch. That one's down low. Garrett's going to fire to third base. Has it. And he's safe. Boy, Parker Simnick just didn't get the tag on. That was a double steal, and runners move up to second and third base with 1 out. And really now Blackwell has a huge threat in the bottom of the first inning.
Yep, and it was a good throw. Parker just took him a little bit to his right. It was tough to come back and make the tag.
So 2-0 the count. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled up over the right side, out of play, and that's strike 1. 2-1 the count. 2 on base, second and third, 1 out. Charlie Wirtz on the mound trying to get out of a jam here in the first. Checks those runners. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one curved over the outside of the plate, but didn't curve enough on that slide piece, and it's 3-1.
Well, this is a big spot for the freshman here. See how he can react to the stress here.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that one is right in there. He curved it right in there just at the knees, barely at the knees for strike 2. Runs the count full here to Sam Sherman, the senior. Wirtz checks the runners out of the stretch. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one stayed outside, and he draws the walk, ball 4. First walk of the ball game for either side. So now runners at every base for Blackwell. Zach Brown, the designated hitter, will stand in, number 11, and pinch running now for Blackwell. It's going to be number 21, Clayton Lesser, coming in to pinch run for Sam Sherman.
Kind of a courtesy runner, is that what that is? Yeah. Obviously, Sam's not going out.
Yeah, courtesy runner. Zach Brown will stand in here. Runners at every base for Blackwell. Wirtz looks in, fires, and that's a nice pitch over the outside corner on the slide piece, strike 1. If he can get that pitch going, and boy, he had Woodward so off balance in that game Saturday. If that pitch is there, then it's going to be tough going for Blackwell. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's in the inside corner, strike 2. Nice pitch as ran it over the inside corner. That was a fastball that just hit that corner, so it makes it 0-2.
Well, now we got the double play back in order, so he can kind of calm down a little, just focus on getting the ground ball here.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one stayed outside. A good spot. You don't want to give a hitter a very good pitch on 0-2.
No, you want him to chase, obviously.
Yeah, he tried to get him to chase on the outside corner. Didn't do it, so it makes it 1-2 on the count. Runners at every base for Blackwell. Bottom of the first, 1 out. Charlie Wirtz on the mound. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one curves back in just a little bit high. Started at the outside corner and drew it back in, but it was just a bit high. Evens the count 2-2.
I think the Perry contingent wanted a strikeout there. Wanted him to ring it up. Kind of hear the groans.
Brown digs in. Wirtz fires and deals. And a good stop by Garrett.
Absolutely.
And that makes the count 3-2.
Saved a run right there.
That saved a run, but now it is a full count again, and Wirtz is threatening to walk one in. Zach Brown at the plate for Blackwell. 3-2 the count, checks all the runners, works out of the stretch still. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got Zach Brown down on strike, swinging, and that's a big strikeout for Charlie Wirtz. But it's not big if you don't get the third out.
Absolutely. Were you trying to have me finish that? I'm sorry.
Yes, because that's what the Rex and the Chief do.
Yeah,
I know you don't listen to him very much.
Listen to him.
So in here steps number 23, the first baseman, C.J. Schultz, with the bases loaded. 2 outs now. There's a nice curve piece, a slide piece on the back door for strike 1. 0-1 the count to the big first baseman of Blackwell. Lefty-righty matchup. As Wirtz is the left-hander for Perry. Winds and deals. Here's the pitch. Got him to swing and miss on the outside corner. 0-2, and he's 1 pitch away from getting out of this, partner.
Yeah, and what a good battle back this would be if he can get this third out right here, and he can be careful as he wants with the batter here.
0-2 the count. Bases are full. Charlie takes all the runners out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. And got him right on the corner, on the outside corner. Threw it exactly where Garrett set up. Try to get him to go chase, but that's a good spot. Good pitch, 1-2 the count.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, there's just no way you're in control. You're going to make the batter do what you wanted to do.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And here's the pitch. That swung on, and Parker Simonex got it. He'll step on third base, and it's out of the inning for Perry. Good job for, Charlie Wirtz to work out of that inning. In that inning, there were no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 left on base. As we move to the top of the second inning, it is no score between Perry and Blackwell. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We move to the top of the second inning, and partner, what can you say about freshman Charlie Wirtz? Had bases loaded, 1 out, and he got out of a bases loaded 1 out jam and got 1 strikeout, and then got a ground out at the end of the inning. But what can you say about that freshman in that first inning?
Just shows incredible poise for a kid who's 14 years old at a high level. I mean, Blackwell's a good team this year. They play up a class and from Perry, and that's just incredible poise and not panicking and trusting his stuff and his catcher and his defense, and he got the outs. So good work by the Bobby Soxer.
No doubt. As we move to the top of the second inning, that's going to be your trademark, is listen to you drink
Yeah.
the rest of the year. As we go to the top of the second, and in steps the designated hitter, number 12, Chandler Bocox, to face Walker Cabot. Cabot in the line. Here's the pitch. Chandler swings, and he grounds one to the shortstop, Bertner. He's going to fire across the diamond for the first out of the inning. Boy, that's just not where you want to put it for Perry. Bertner's he just gobbles everything up over there.
Yeah, he's just a heck of an athlete.
That's the first out of the inning. Hunter Diaz now coming to the plate for the Maroons, the right fielder, number 15. Righty-righty matchup. He'll step in to face senior Walker Cabot. He's in the line. Here's the pitch, and that one's high. Boy, he should have let that go for a ball. He's trying to bunt his way on. That was definitely going to be a ball. It's going to be strike 1 instead on the foul. So 0-1 is the count. Got a small Blackwell contingent to our left, and then Perry contingent right behind us. It's like your old high school cliques. Here's the second pitch, and it's swing and a miss by Hunter Diaz. He's in the hole 0-2 quickly. A little chilly out here for March 27th, but it's a gorgeous day. A little overcast. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one curves, and that's down low for a ball.
I'd prefer it to be overcast and sunny if we're sitting out here and outside, you know.
That's true. Counts 1-2 to Hunter Diaz, the right fielder for Perry. We're in the top of the second, no score. Perry just got out of a bases-loaded one-out jam. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hunter Diaz right up the middle, and, boy, it's going to gobbled up by Colby Bertner. He fires the first, and nice out. Boy, I thought that was going to get through, but Colby Bertner, the Bertner brothers combined there to shut the door. Colby takes the ground ball and throws over to first, flips it over to first for the second out. So grounding out to second base is Hunter Diaz, and he's the second out. And now stepping to the plate for the Maroons with 2 outs in the inning, the center fielder, number 21, Braden Sweet. Braden got off the snide a little bit the last ball game that we broadcast. He had a bunt single, and then I think he had a
single to
in between the
second
yeah,
short,
that's
third
right.
and short. It was a hard hit ball, too. They scored 3 runs.
He was the winning run
yeah.
as well. So against those Eagles from Hennessy, we finally got to beat Hennessy in something as he's up in the count 2-0. 2-0 the count, and also I would let you know that the JV team beat Hennessy as well later that night, so by 1 run. So
there you go. Didn't we beat them in basketball this year? I think we did in boys basketball.
We may have. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss right down the middle, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Braden Sweet. I think we might have.
They have Brody Page as their coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we did.
I remember us beating them.
Yeah, we did.
Because they were higher ranked than us.
That's
it was
right.
a good win.
Yeah, that's right. So they were 14 and we were like 19, weren't we?
Yeah.
That's right. Braden takes the next pitch for a ball high and away. 3-1 is the count. 2 outs, nobody on base, no score. Morgan Field here, Blackwell, Oklahoma. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Cabot. And that's popped up. Who's got it? Isaiah Stafford says he's got it in foul territory. He does, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. In the inning for Perry, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We move to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's still no score. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We move to the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score between Blackwell and Perry as we're in Blackwell, Oklahoma, Morgan Field, and Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. And got some sporting news today that was not good news if you're Thunder fans. Kevin Durant's out for the rest of the year.
That's about a week ago.
No, they announced it today that he was out. He's out indefinitely now. I mean, they said indefinitely a couple weeks ago, but now they said permanently he's not going to play the rest of the year.
I think that was probably pretty clear that he wasn't. They were going to shut him down, even though it looks like they're probably going to make the playoffs in that 8th seed.
They said he's going to miss 4 to 6 months now.
I wish they would kind of
take it all out. Yeah, so.
It's kind of hard to tell athletes to do that, you know.
Yeah.
I would rather them not make the playoffs and get that lottery pick, but you go tell Russell Westbrook to take a dive. Okay.
Well, according to the team, they were devastated because the Thunder made some moves to improve the team, and now Kevin can't play the rest of the year. So
yeah,
it's just the way it goes.
Those guys will all be back in my estimation. I mean,
I hope so.
We'll have to sign Canner. Augustin still has a year left. We'll have to sign Ennis Canner, and then everybody else will be back.
I think Ennis he'll come back. I think he likes it in Oklahoma City, and
well, we can throw a lot of money at him. Not max, but we can throw a lot of money at him.
He honestly wanted out of Utah, that's for sure. So
yeah, can't really. It's pretty state, but basketball-wise, I wouldn't want to play there.
Now stepping to the plate in the bottom of the 2nd inning, leading off is the center fielder Josh Swain, and a nice pitch over the inside corner by Charlie Wirtz for strike 1. Josh Swain, the senior, once again, center fielder. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he curves that one over just low on the outside corner, so evens the count 1-1. I might have to get my sunglasses out again, partner.
Yep, sun's creeping out on us.
Wirtz in the wine. Here's the 1-1. And it's swing and a miss. Good job running down and in there for the 2nd strike, which is a good location. And Charlie does a very nice job of mixing up his pitches. I've already can tell for the first 2 times I've seen him pitch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's swung on, and Swain grounds it to Dawson D over at shortstop, fires across the diamond, and he's safe. And Josh Swain he just got hit. He's got wheels. He's just got wheels, and he's going to be safe at first base.
Well, I mean, yeah, you look at the score, and right now, I mean, I was 0-0, but you look up, man, 3 hits. They're kind of getting to him. Well, not really. They've all been infield hits now, just using their speed and finding the holes.
Just one really hard-driven ball to left field. That's about it.
Yeah, and Buck was right to Buck. So
here's the first pitch. There's a bunt. Parker Simnek comes from his 3rd base position, throws across the diamond to first and got him. James Boone to 3rd base, and it's overthrown, and it's going to be a run for Blackwell as Actually, they did wave Josh Swain in, so it will be on the air. It'll be an error on the throw. And sacrifice is successful. So Swain will come all the way across to score for the first run of the game. Worley will get the sacrifice bunt is successful. He's the first out.
Now number 15, the pitcher, Walker Cabot.
So it is 1 out in the inning. Charlie Wirtz throws and pitches to Walker Cabot as he steps in, the pitcher for Blackwell. Blackwell fans said that James Boone didn't catch the ball at first base. Well, yes, he did. As a matter of fact, yes, he did, and it was an out. Here's 0-1 pitch, and swing and a miss. Fisted him right inside on the inside corner, so 0-2 the count. Blackwell draws first blood, 1 run in on 1 hit and 1 error so far. Nobody on base. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Charlie Wirtz. That one doesn't quite come over the block of the plate, the outside block of the plate, so it stays out for a ball. So 1-2 the count. One ball and 2
who's
strikes.
this up to bat? I'm sorry.
This is Walker Cabot.
Oh, the pitcher.
Here's the 1-2. That stays outside, way outside, and it's evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Charlie Wirtz, the freshman on the mound, the lefty, the southpaw for Perry. And here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's a little high and outside, and that runs the count to 3-2. Don't want to lose this and start another rally for Blackwell as the air has come back to bite Perry. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss on the outside corner, strike 3. And Cabot goes down swinging on a 3-2 pitch for out number 2. Back to the top of the lineup. It's going to be shortstop Brady Bertner, and he flew out to left field, so he's 0 for 1 on the game thus far. Long fly ball out to Dylan Buck to start the ball game. Here's the first pitch to him. That one's just a little high on that slide piece. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Brady Bertner, the leadoff man for Blackwell. Here's the 1-0. That one swung on, and on his horse right there is Dylan Buck under it, camps under it, makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. But for Blackwell, there was 1 run on 1 hit, there was 1 error, and there was nobody left on base. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's 1-0, Blackwell on top. You're listening to Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We'll move to the top of the 3rd. Blackwell up 1-0 now on the air by Perry in that 2nd inning. And Josh Swain was able to come around and score. That was a sacrifice bunt, and instead he came all the way around to score from first base to make it 1-0.
Yeah, he really used his speed there. It was kind of a long throw for Parker from 3rd to 1st, and on the Swain knew he was on his horse. He was just going to keep going because he knew Boone would have a long throw as well. And first basemen generally don't have the most accurate of arms. It's kind of one of the reasons they play first. Doesn't mean they can't, but you know, Boone, hindsight being what it is, you probably want to hold that ball, keep the runner on 3rd, and see if Wirtz can work out of it. But it is what it is. 1-0. Still in the game. It's only the 3rd inning.
And speaking of James Boone, he's going to lead off the top of the 3rd, the first baseman, number 14, James Boone. So here he can atone for that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. All he needs to do is hit one right over the fence, and he'll atone. No, I'm kidding. Kidding, Booner. Just get on base here.
As he'll step in to face Walker Cabot. A righty-lefty matchup. James Boone, the lefty.
First lefty of the day, I believe.
He's one of our only lefties, I think. Here's the first pitch from Walker Cabot. Swing and a miss right down the middle of the plate. Walker Cabot, in his windup, he turns his back, so he doesn't see the mitt until he actually pitches the ball. It's an interesting windup here if you watch this.
Yeah, it's very...
Here's the second pitch, swing and a foul tip, and it's 0-2.
It's Hideo Nomo-like, or Johnny Cueto. He does that now for the Cincinnati Reds.
I always didn't understand how you could pitch that way, but if it works for you, then go for it.
Yeah, I think some of the time it's just a distraction for the hitter.
There's the 3rd offering. That's going to be outside for a ball. 1-2 the count.
Because they make sure, when he does that, like he's hiding the ball all the way until it's coming from his release point.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Cabot. That's inside and back here, hits the backstop, which is a metal fence that goes bang right in front of us. It's 2-2 the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Walker Cavett deals and winds. Here's the 2-2. And that one's hit into,
right
I
to
thought
him.
that was going to get over Bertner, but it was just a line drive to shortstop. Boy, that was almost ticketed to left center field for a base hit, but instead it's going to be the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it looked like Brady was going to have to jump, and I think the ball just kind of died on him.
So now stepping to the plate, the pitcher, number 18, freshman Charlie Wirtz. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. That's outside the corner for a strike, and that was 2 baseballs off the plate, partner.
So Wirtz, he pitches left, bats right. Interesting.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's foul tipped and off of Sam Sherman. That's strike 2. 0-2 is the count as Walker Cavett has done a good job getting in front of the hitters for Perry today.
Yes.
And here's the 0-2 pitch. That one curves right over the plate for strike 3, and that just buckled Charlie's legs.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to the...
And that's going to be a backwards K.
I wish I could put that on the
And that's the first
on the
strike.
score sheet.
That's only the first strikeout
on
for
the
Cavett
computer.
there. So we
yeah,
move back.
he's pitching the contact.
We move back to the top of the lineup, and Dawson Padilla, the shortstop. And he's going to swing and ground one to Brady Bertner over the shortstop, and he's going to fumble it. Boy, I don't know. Error or hit.
That was a tough play. I think
Let's see how
Dawson's
they're gonna-
speed, that would be an interesting one. There's no indication on the scoreboard. There's no spot for it.
They gave him an error.
Give him an error? Okay.
Gave him an error on the play, so Dawson Padilla will be safe on the error. And it'll be an E6. Padilla will be at first base. Well, we've got a runner at first for Perry. 1 out. Parker Simonek will step in. 2 outs. Simonek takes the first pitch down low for a ball. Simonek, first time a big fly out, almost to the track to left field, and Jacob Cannon was able to put that one away. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 runner on for Perry. Cavett checks the runner, out of stretch, deals and fires, and that's down low for a ball outside. So 2-0 the count. Simonek ahead.
Yeah, Parker really has a good approach to play. He sees pitches he wants to hit, and he hits them. And, it sounds simple, but it is sometimes.
Parker ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Here's Cavett's pitch. And it's swung on. It's going to be foul ball
Foul off of him, yep.
off of himself, and it's going to go down the left field line for the first strike. 2-1 the count. Dawson Padilla stands at first base. There's 2 outs. Blackwell leads 1-0. We're in the top of the 3rd. Gets the sign down there. Coach Wes Borson on third base for the Maroons. Coach Larry Hayes at first. Cavett checks the runner. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's right down the middle for a strike. 2-2. Dawson Padilla gets the stolen base.
Yeah, Dawson.
As a great throw by Sam Sherman, but Dawson Padilla just with the speed gets down there on the stolen base, and he's got one, and he's in scoring position for Parker Simonek.
They call that pitch a strike? Huh, okay. Looked a little low, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it was right down the middle.
Right down
Here's
the
the 2-2. That's high and away for ball 3. 3-2 the count. Three balls and 2 strikes, 1 on at second base. Simonek at the dish. Out of the stretch is Cavett. Here's the pitch, and that's in the dirt and outside, and Sam Sherman keeps the runner at second, and Simonek's going to draw a walk.
Well, good at bat for Parker. Good approach, and now we got 2 runners on with the big bopper
This
coming
is what
up.
you want right here. You want Garrett Byer in this situation. That I don't know what he did at Bethany, but he's kind of struggled out of the gate, but he's going to get it going. I mean, he's just too good of an athlete to not get it going. As he'll step in with 2 outs, runners at first and second base. 1-0, Blackwell leads. Righty-righty matchup. Cavett checks the runners out of the stretch. Here's the first pitch. That's high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Sam Sherman is just going to issue the intentional walk to Garrett Byers to load the bases.
Okay.
So intentionally walked is Garrett Byer. That's going to load the bases for Dylan Buck, and Dylan's a very good hitter too. I mean, you pick your poison, and coming in to run for Perry, I think is Gage Brown for Garrett at first. So runners are FOM full of Perry Maroons, FOPM tonight full of Perry Maroons.
What number's Gage?
16. Here's the pitch. Dylan Buck skies that one down the right field line. Anybody going to get there? No, it's going to be dropping harmlessly for a foul ball, so 0-1 the count. Bases juiced of Perry Maroons. Dylan Buck behind 0-1 in the count to Walker Cavett, senior against senior. Well, he needs to come through here, partner, and just find a hole. He's got a lot of room in right center field right now. If he can just poke one out.
Yep.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Cavett. That's a ball in the dirt on the outside. The curveball missed. Low. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yep.
Bases are juiced. 2 outs.
I like that they can just say intentional walk. That's one thing that could speed up MLB. I'll tell you that much. Just saying, we're walking him.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Dylan swings and misses right through that pitch, and it's 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Everybody is on base for Perry at every base. 2 outs. Top of the third. Blackwell leads 1-0. Walker Cavett in the windup. Here's the pitch, and that's on the outside corner and throws Dylan Buck for strike 3. But in the inning for Perry, no runs on no hits. There was 1 error. There were 3 men left on base once again for the Maroons for Perry. We move to the bottom of the third. It is 1-0 Blackwell. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. Bottom of the third as we go. It's 1-0 Blackwell on top. Perry just stranded 3 runners, and that was one of the keys that we had for the ball game today, Mike. Talking to Coach Borson is, boy, we've got to manufacture some more runs, and you get an opportunity with a senior at the plate to knock in a couple runs and get the lead. You got to take advantage. Instead, Dylan was just frozen on that curveball on the outside of the plate.
Yeah, some credit goes to Cavett for being able to pitch out of it, but right, I mean, situational hitting is one of the most important things in baseball, and Perry just struggled a little bit in the early going this year.
And leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Blackwell Maroons, the second baseman, number 7, Colby Bertner. His first time up, he had a hit, so he's got a single. He's 1 for 1 on the night. And he singled to Dawson Padilla deep in that 6th hole. For Dawson, it was going to take a miracle to get him out with his speed, and he just placed it perfectly, and that's part of the game too. Here's the first pitch from Wirtz, and that's low and inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the third inning. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw here at Blackwell Morgan Field. And here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's on the outside. Didn't quite get the corner. That's been called the other way a couple times too, but we didn't get the call, and it goes to 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Charlie Wirtz out of the full windup. Here's the pitch. That one does catch the outside corner. That's basically the same pitch, and he got the called strike, 2-1. Yep, that's what exactly our crowd's saying behind us. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's inside and low for ball 3, so 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Charlie Wirtz is behind in the count. Needs to battle back, get up the ladder here. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one swung on and fouled up over the right side, out of play, 3-2. Now he's got it back to 3-2. He's fought back. And now you got to win the war here if you're Charlie Wirtz. Colby Bertner digs in, lefty-righty matchup. Bottom of the third inning, 3-2 pitch underway right now. And that swung on. Colby Bertner's right at Braden Sweet. Didn't even have to move. Lines out to Braden Sweet for the first out of the inning. Good job coming all the way back.
Yeah, the freshman just does not, he's unflappable right now. You can't, he'll battle back. He doesn't panic. It's a good sign. He's just a freshman, too.
Now in steps in the batter's box is number 5, the left fielder, Jake Buchanan. Takes the first pitch inside on the inside corner, low and away, and that's ball 1.
Man, that one really had some movement.
Boy, how do you stay off of that one too? Because that looks great when it's coming in.
Yeah, just a sound eye by Cannon there.
Cannon's first time up had a single to shortstop as well. There's a fly out to right fielder. Who's got it? It's in no man's land. James Boone goes out and gets it himself. James Boone, Destry Tovar, or Hunter Diaz, and James Boone, nice job by the senior. And he takes it for the fly out, and we'll say fly out to deep first base for out number 2. Charlie Wirtz is getting them, I mean, ever since that, really has kept them off balance. We just had an error that's had a run across the plate.
Yeah, they're not getting to Charlie at all. 3 infield hits, and then that error is the reason they're up.
Sam Sherman steps out. A nice slide piece that comes right across in the back door across the outside of the plate for strike 1. Sam Sherman steps in. He had a walk his first time, so no official at bat. 0-1 the count. Same pitch. That stayed outside, though, so it makes it 1-1. That's his pitch right there, partner. I mean, that's what he had dealing against Woodward, and that's his bread and butter.
Yeah, well, he throws it very effectively. He can paint the corner fairly well at his age.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Same pitch. That was a pretty pitch. Started at the outside corner, drew it right back over the middle of the plate, and Sam Sherman just kind of was like, yeah, you got to tip your hat to that one. That's a great pitch. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and here's the pitch. That one stayed outside. There's a fastball outside. So good spot. 2-2 the count. Triple ducks on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to the senior catcher, Sam Sherman. Lefty-righty matchup. Charlie in the wine. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, and boy, fisted him inside, and Sam turned on it way too early and fouled it into his own dugout for a foul ball. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Blackwell leads it 1-0. Here's the pitch from Wirtz, and that's right down the middle. Hunter Diaz going back in right field, has the catch, and that's the 3rd out. Sam Sherman put a charge into it, but good job by Hunter Diaz reading that right off the bat for the 3rd out of the inning. For Blackwell, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We move to the top of the 4th, a quick-moving ball game. It's 1-0 Blackwell. This is Perry Marine Baseball on Triple Play Sports. I guess we're going to keep it here then. As
oh yeah,
guess we didn't get a commercial in there. Don't know what happened, but we're going to keep it here. 1-0. We move to the top of the 4th inning. And
what are you looking for?
Tim said, Tim, we were talking about Kevin Durant, 4 to 6 months, so that's what I thought. Move to the top of the 4th, and, Charlie Wirtz is doing his thing. He, like we said, he really hasn't gotten hit hard yet, just that costly error that has been one of Perry's Achilles heels so far in the year.
Yeah.
And then production at the plate. You leave 3 on base in the bottom, the top of the 3rd. And you had a golden opportunity right there to get it even, or maybe even take the lead.
Right, and it's just, you can't, it sounds like a broken record, but you can't echo it enough. The situational hitting is huge. That's why teams that are good for that reason.
Right.
I mean, they have guys that are clutch that come in and when there's guys on base. And, situational hitting is the most important in baseball.
And leading off the top of the 4th inning for Perry
Chandler
will be number 12, Chandler Bocox.
Looking over your shoulder there, Lincoln?
No, I was wondering who that was. That's Dawson's mom, right behind you. And Chandler Bocox, Hunter Diaz, and Braden Sweet, the 5, 6, 7 hole hitters for Perry, due up in the top of the 4th. 1-0 Blackwell leads, and Perry, you're just trying to will him up, back here, especially in that 3rd inning. You're really trying to will Perry to get a run across, and we want that for the kids. And there's talent on this ball club, just not getting the runs across. Here's the first pitch, Walker Cabot, down and low for a ball 1. Righty-righty matchup. Walker Cabot pitching for Blackwell. Chandler Bocox batting for the Maroons of Perry. Cabot in the wine. Here's the pitch. That one swung on, and the 3rd baseman has it. Stafford, he'll fire across the diamond. And a bad throw again, and Bocox is safe, and that's going to be another error. Boy, it just doesn't look like Stafford is completely comfortable over there at 3rd base.
No, he really seems.
He's played second at Hector Tovar tournament. It just doesn't look like he's comfortable. Zach Brown has been their 3rd baseman, so I'm wondering if there's something going on with Zach, but he's hitting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Of course, if you hit,
he has the arm strength to play 3rd base right now. Stafford,
yeah. It's a great play. Just
Yeah, he's got
the
a nifty
mechanics,
glove.
the mechanics of him throwing over to first base, it just didn't look like.
Well, they're completely different from
Yeah.
second to third, you
Yeah.
know, and you got to get more into it.
So in steps Hunter Diaz, the right fielder for Perry, and Cabot will just throw a yo-yo throw over to first base just to check Bo Cox. Runner at first, nobody out. It's top of the fourth inning.
That's 3 errors for Blackwell.
Here's the pitch, and Hunter's going to bunt it. Sam Sherman's going to get it himself and fire down to first for the first out. Good sacrifice bunt by Hunter Diaz.
Very nice.
And that moves Bo Cox over. And that's okay. Here's situational baseball again. Braden Sweet, your senior center fielder, coming to the plate. Number 21 is going to step in here. And this is situational baseball, like we've said. And it's a broken record, like you said, too. But this is where you need, to get something. You need to get a clutch hit here and get this game tied up.
Yep, absolutely. And Braden's a good guy to do it. He's a senior.
And even, if Braden might put one down
he can
here,
put one down. They're back big time.
Because, Stafford with his arm strength. Cabot out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, and Braden does show bunt. It's in the dirt. Ball 1.
If they're going to stay back, he can try to push one down third base line. Braden could run that out.
Well, especially with Stafford's arm strength.
Right, yeah. You just got to get it farther out to Stafford, get it away from Sam.
Yeah. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one is bunted straight back to Walker Cabot.
He's going to make a play.
Cabot's going to make a play. Nobody's there. Safe is Braden Sweet across the third base. Sliding into third base is Bo Cox, and runners at the corners with one out for the Perry Maroons. And that's going to be a hit.
Picture-perfect play by Sweet.
That will definitely be a hit for Braden Sweet. So the hit goes on the board for Perry. And Bo Cox will be safe at third base. Good, and got to say, great base running by Bo Cox.
Yep, good awareness to see that throw was going to be long or short, and that he had an open path to third.
Now James Boone steps in here. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the first pitch. That's on the inside corner, just on the inside. Ball 1. James Boone's first time up, lined out to shortstop. Looked like it was going to go into left center field. But didn't have quite enough juice to get over Brady Bertner's head. This is a good spot for him. Here's the pitch. James Boone puts it in play on the right side. That's going to score a run. We're going to get tied here.
Oh, wow. Why would you do that?
Boy, Colby Bertner came home with the throw, and it goes over Sam Sherman's head. The run scores. Riley Cinnamon, that is, came in to run for him, and it's 1-1. Wow.
Well, that's a fielder's choice, and then an error on the second baseman to allow Boone to advance, and that's an RBI for Boone.
That's a fielder's choice. That's an F4. Boone moves to first. Sweet will move to second. And actually in on the throw, then Sweet will move to third. So is that an error on the throw as well?
Yeah, that's an error on the second baseman. Yeah,
so 1 run in and 1 out. Charlie Wirt steps into plate for the Perry Maroons. His first time up, he struck out looking. So 1 run in for the Perry Maroons. It's a tie score, 1-1, and there are runners at second and third. Boone moved to second on that throw as well. So second and third, 1 out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Wirtz. Strike 1. 1-1 the count.
That's just a kind of a puzzling play there. The runner in front of you, he was a deep. You got to take the out. Yeah, you can't.
We're in the top of the fourth inning. Just give up that run.
Right, you got to.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That is high and inside for a ball, 2-1.
Because you want to stay out of the beginning. And right here, Perry's got a good chance to put a crooked number out.
And we've seen Brady Bertner play basketball and football, and he's a smart kid. I'm just wondering what.
That was Colby, though.
I know, but I'm just wondering why Colby came home, because there was just really no chance to get Bo Cox. I mean, there just really wasn't, and because it was a slow road. Charlie Wirtz grounds 1 to Bertner. He's going to get the lead runner at third. And
he got to tag him.
Oh, he's got to tag him. Yeah, he didn't tag him.
He thought it was a.
Braden Sweet will score, and it's 2-1 Perry. And is that going to be an error?
Another fielder's choice, but that's an error on the third baseman for not being able to get the put out.
And that's a fielder's choice. That's 3 errors in the inning. Fielder's choice to the shortstop. Wirtz will be safe on the fielder's choice. So runners at the corners now.
No, he didn't advance, so it might not be an error since nobody advanced. But he was safe because of it, so that's a tricky one.
They just said an error.
Okay.
They said E5. So Boone advances to third base. Wirtz is on at first, and Perry's taking the lead, 2-1. And we move to the top of the lineup at Dawson Padilla. He is 0 for 2 on the day. Safe on an error, and he flew out to the shortstop. So 0 for 2. Dawson rips one into left field, a base hit, and that's going to score Boone from third. Moves Wirtz over to second base, and boy, We just talked about a partner situational baseball, and I think they heard us, and it's 3-1 Perry.
Absolutely, and a nice stroke, smooth stroke there by Dawson. Boone scored on that, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Braden scored earlier, and then Diaz scored too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 3-1.
So only 2 hits, though, in the inning.
I know, that's crazy.
3 runs in, 2 out, or excuse, is it 1 out?
It's 1 out,
It's 1 out, and Parker Simonek steps in. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. Third baseman for Perry. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Cavett deals and pitches, and there's a fly ball. Oh, he's got the right fielder. Yes, it's going to drop in there around third. It's going to be Wirtz. He's going to be waved home, and so is Dos Padilla. He's going to stop at third, but Wirtz will score, and an RBI double for Parker Simonek. And Perry has come back in a big way with 4 runs on 3 hits so far, 3 errors in this inning so far for Blackwell, but Perry has come back with a vengeance here in the top of the 4th. Garrett Byer steps in with runners at second and third with still 1 out. Garrett on the day has been intentionally walked, and he's been safe on an error by the third baseman, so officially he's 0 for 2.
I think they might try to walk him again. But
Cavett deals, and there's a swing and a miss on a curveball. Way out front on the front foot was Garrett Byer.
Yeah, that was a good pitch by Cab, but this is the same situation as they walked him earlier. So I'd get the double play in order, but they're going to come after him this time.
Cavett out of the full windup. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And, boy, Garrett almost went fishing. Oh, they called that a strike on the outside corner. That was 3 baseballs off the plate. It's 0-2.
Yeah, because
Garrett did not like that call.
No, he didn't. He didn't signal that Garrett went either, so that was a strike on its own accord.
I don't know what the umpire saw there. So
usually,
no
all announcers, they don't know, but hey, we're like right there. We've got good view. Garrett had
on
to
that
swing
curveball again, grounds it to Brady Bertner. He's going to throw to third base and does get the force out at third. He does tag him. Dos Padilla comes in to score, so it's 5-1. Perry on top, and Simonek is going to be out at third. So another fielder's choice. That'll be a fielder's choice 6 to the shortstop. Parker Simonek will be out. Let's see, 6-5 was the out there. And Dawson Padilla will score. So 1 runner at first base, and coming in to run again is Gage Brown for Perry. First ball is over there for a strike by Cavett as Dylan Buck steps in. And he is 0 for 2 on the day. He's got a ground out to shortstop, and he struck out looking last time. 2 outs. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss by Buck. There's 0-2 the count quickly to Dylan. Perry on top, 5-1. Exploded for 5 runs in this inning so far. 1 on with 2 outs. No balls, 2 strikes to Dylan Buck. Here's the pitch from Cavett. That's way high and inside. Almost hit Dylan for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But this is the inning you kind of we wanted Perry to have, and they finally got some runs across with some air help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Dylan swings and misses. That's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game, and Dylan goes down for the K. So in the inning for the Maroons, there were 5 runs on 3 hits, 3 errors, and there was 1 man left on base. We now move to the bottom of the 4th. It is now Perry 5 and Blackwell 1. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Perry in a big way has taken the lead 5-1, 5 runs across in that top of the 4th inning, Mike, and exactly what we have been harping on, execution and manufacturing runs and getting some hits, and all 3 of those happened in that inning for Perry.
Yeah, and then a 4th thing, a favor by the Blackwell Maroons. I mean,
baseball.
Bertner goes to first on that 1 play. We still get a run, but who knows if we get 5,
That's what started the whole thing right there.
Right there, yeah, with 1 out, Bertner,
for the sure out, that's 2 outs, and you don't know what happened.
Right,
you might just give up 2.
Right, yeah, and then, another error over here by the poor Stafford's got 3 today.
Yeah.
And, not being aware enough to know that there's not a force play. I got a tag, and he just didn't do it.
I'm just wondering why they didn't put Zach Brown at third today for some reason, because he played at third the whole heck of our tournament.
Yeah.
And Isaiah Stafford played at second, so I'm just kind of wondering, that's good for us, I guess, but it's just kind of perplexing move by Coach Sisney. So.
Since you don't play every day in high school, you never know.
Here's the first pitch for Wirtz, and it's inside and in the dirt, ball one, as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. Zach Brown steps to the plate. He had a strikeout his first time up. Designated hitter, the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. Evens the count, 1-1.
Well, you're in a good situation here with your Wirtz here. I mean,
Yes,
you're up
yes.
5-1. They just gave you the
You just
big
set the
lead.
table for
just
Charlie
cruise,
right here, yeah.
Just cruise.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and there's the pitch right there. That's just money. Just drew it from the outside corner over the inside part of the plate, or the middle part of the plate for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Charlie's ahead out of the full windup. Here's the 1-2. And that's low in the dirt. Same pitch, but just didn't have the leverage that it needed to get the 3rd strike. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Charlie in the full windup. Here's the pitch. Got him to swing and miss on that same pitch. Strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning, partner.
Yeah, another great pitch, and he's just living on the outer part of the plate, and he's freezing them and then whiffing them too.
That's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Charlie. He's given up 1 walk, actually. He's got 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Now stepping into the batter's box is C.J. Schultz, the first baseman for Blackwell. He fouls one off the right side out of play for strike 1. He has grounded out to the 3rd baseman, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. Big first baseman, wears number 23 on the back of that uniform. Wirtz out of the full windup. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that was a good pitch. Just stayed up a little bit there. Evens the count, 1-1. I wish I could throw a pitch like that. That's just pretty to watch when you're right back here watching it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one stayed up just a little high, same pitch, and he's worked the count 2-1. Has C.J. Schultz. Perry on top, 5-1. Bottom of the 4th inning. 5 runs in the top of the 4th for the Perry Maroons. And here's the 2-1 pitch from Wirtz. That's inside and in the dirt. Ball 3 to C.J. Schultz.
Well, we've seen him come back before, and I have no doubt that he can do it again. Just make pitches.
You want to go ahead and get Schultz here because you got Josh Swain behind because he can wreak some havoc. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and that one curves over the inside part of the plate for a strike 2 count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to C.J. Schultz, and see if he can come all the way back up the ladder here.
Get me over strike there.
Here's a 3-2 pitch from Wirtz. And that just stays up as Garrett Byer tried to frame it, and C.J. Schultz will get a walk. That's the 2nd walk of the night for the freshman Wirtz. Now coming to the plate, the center fielder, number 4, Josh Swain. He has a single on the night. He singled to Dawson Padilla, so he's 1 for 1. So he'll step in here with 1 out, runner at first base. 5-1, Perry on top. Wirtz will work out of the stretch now, checks the runner. He's gonna fire over to first base, and I don't think C.J. Schultz is going anywhere.
No, he's no offense to old C.J. there, but
he's our size.
Yeah, he doesn't look fleet of foot.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss right down the middle by Josh Swain. Strike 1. Boy, that had some heat on it. This is exactly what Woodward did on Saturday. They were just mystified by Wirtz's slider curve, and then he would throw some heat and just had him off guard. There's a fly ball on the right side. Anybody got a room to make a play? And that's James Boone right at the fence, makes the play for the 2nd out. That's a big out right there because Josh Swain can wreak some havoc in any inning for Blackwell.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, it came back to went to the fence, and it came back into play.
Kind of drew back, didn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to go out for sure. And stepping to the plate now is the right fielder, Andrew Worley. He's got a sack bunt on the night, so he's 0 for 1 officially. Runner at first base, now 2 outs. Wirtz out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, inside corner for a strike. And that's what Woodward was so mystified. They would think he was coming back with that pitch that he loves, then he'd throw a heater, and he just had him off balance the whole game.
Yeah, and that seems to be part of his game, his MO there. Getting you off balance, mixing pitches.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That stayed way outside for a ball. Good job, Garrett, getting out of his crouch to get that one. So 1-1 the count. Charlie checks the runner. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one swung on, and that's going to be a base hit to left field for Andrew Worley. And he'll be on with a single.
That's the first best. That was the best contact they've made all night.
Yeah,
And that was definitely a
that
hard
was
hit
definitely
ball.
a hit. Yeah, for sure. And that'll move Schultz over to second. Worley will be on at first with 2 outs for Walker Cabot, the pitcher, who has come up his first time. He struck out on a 3-2 pitch. So 2 outs, 2 runners on. Wirtz works out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's swung on, and Destry Tovar will have it. Flips to the shortstop. Dawson covering at second for the force out, and that retires the side. So for Blackwell, in the bottom of the 4th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there were 2 men left on base. We move to the top of the 5th inning. It's Perry 5 and Blackwell 1. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We move to the top of the 5th inning. Perry leads at 5-1, partner, and Wirtz just continues to roll for Perry, the freshman hurler for the Maroons, and the team has really got him in a good spot at 5-1.
Yep, and heading to the 5th now, obviously, and let's stand up here.
You gonna do some dancing while you're up there?
No, I'm just standing, getting some stretching in.
Sun's out. It's a gorgeous afternoon. Big 12 baseball tonight. Cowboys hosting Kansas State. Who's OU got? Do you remember?
No, and I don't care.
Well, I was trying to appease our OU listeners.
OU's got Michigan State in basketball. I know that.
Well, that's tonight. Yes, that's correct. And
It's about 9 o'clock. I
OSU
think that
hosting
game will start.
the Wildcats this weekend, the 11-12 Wildcats. OSU should sweep that series.
Yeah, now
And
they
Braden
won't.
Sweet comes. You don't think they will?
Not that you said that.
Yeah, now they will. Braden Sweet, just a little pop up to short stop Brady Bertner, and that's out number 1. Get back to broadcasting. I know, Brock. Sorry. So that Braden Sweet is now 1 for 2 on the day. Actually, 1 for 3. My bad. 1 for 3. And that brings to the plate. That wasn't Braden Sweet. That was Bro Cox.
Oh, right.
And Hunter Diaz with a single down the left field line, and he's going to be safe at first base. Brock, get it together here. As Hunter Diaz will have a hit. I'm going to give that a hit. That's a tough play. And
Well, yeah, we can't pick on Stafford too much. Poor kids.
so Hunter Diaz is going to be safe with the hit. Now Braden Sweet's going to come up. I tried to give him credit for something that he didn't do, but he comes up here now. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He's got a fly out to third base, and he had a hit. It was a bunt single. First pitch is outside and in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. 1 out in the inning. Actually, no outs.
If he wanted to do it again, he could.
No, 1 out. 1 out. Bo Cox did fly
Yeah,
out.
he lined out. And then
Cabot out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Ball 2. Hunter Diaz will stay at first.
Well, that time finally Stafford, initiated his movement to there after Sweet was going to lay down the bunt. So
He still could with the strength that Stafford may have in his arm.
yeah,
And
now he can
Braden
poke one
Sweet
by,
even poke one by down the first base line. Whoa,
Hello.
hello. And right back at me. As the
Yeah.
net's right there.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Brock did move
I
out of
did
the way
jump.
like it was
I'm
going to
sorry.
hit him. I just thought I should get that out there. If it happens to me, you
I
can do it,
did
say
jump.
it too.
I did jump. So 2-1 the count.
That's why we have nets. Would have been a
Be
tough
surprised-
play.
You should be surprised how many people do that. There's the pitch,
Oh, I see it
2-1 pitch,
in
and makes
games.
it 3-1. It's down and low.
I see it on TV all the time.
Like I need a glove here.
Yeah, but mostly it's little kids that do it. Just kidding.
I'm still a little kid at heart. 3-1. Runner at first. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And Braden tomahawked that one to left field. Going back is Cannon. He's under it. He'll make the catch. And that was ball 4, partner.
Yeah, that was a high one. He should have laid off that. He likes the high ones.
I was getting ready to say that movie.
Like Kit. And stuff.
Mule,
Hag.
nag. Not hag.
Well,
Nag.
they're women. They can be hags.
So he's out number 2.
I look forward to your angry letters.
And that brings to the plate James Boone. He'll step in. He's 0 for 2. He's lined out to shortstop and flied out to second base, or fielder's choice to second base. And he'll swing and drives this one to center field. Anybody got that? And nice catch, running catch by Josh Wayne to retire the side. And in the inning for Perry, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still Perry 5 and Blackwell 1. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Perry leads 5-1 through 4.5 innings. Perry has 5 runs on 4 hits and
1 error.
1 error. 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Blackwell has 1 run on 4 hits and 1, 2.
I've got 5.
5 errors,
Yeah.
and has left
5?
5 on. Perry has left 6.
Okay, I'm up to date.
So there we go. I'm glad we're
Keep
the
on
same.
top of things. Yep. Same page. Page 20.
What's the pitch count for Charlie Wirtz there, partner?
It is 74. 77, 25, 79.
79 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks for Mr. Wirtz. So he has had a fine day so far yet again.
Yep. Like we said,
And
not getting hit hard
he
at all.
very well may be the ace of this squad as a freshman.
Certainly pitching like it. And Perry's got some good pitchers. Good
Yeah,
starting
Garrett
pitching.
Byer,
Garrett
Dylan
can
Buck,
even throw at
Hunter
you. Yeah.
Diaz,
When you have 4 deep on a high school level, that's
Parker Seminac.
impressive. Yeah.
Wirtz in the wine. Here's the pitch. That stays outside for a ball. As we go back to the top of the order, Brady Bertner steps in. He is 0 for 2 on the night. Flied out to left and twice. Flied out to left twice. Here's the second pitch. That one curves over on the outside part of the plate. Didn't get the corner. It's 2-0. You don't want to walk the leadoff batter. And Charlie's done a good job. Only surrendered 2 walks tonight. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one curves right over the inside part of the plate for a strike. 2-1. Bertner, the senior, digs in. Lefty-righty matchup. Wirtz in the wine. Here's the pitch. That one stays outside and low. Makes the count 3-1. You don't want to get Brady on the bases with his speed.
No, sorry, I was 10 behind. He's got 73 pitches, so he's better than I thought. I was just counting my scratch marks.
Still pretty efficient.
Yeah, very efficient.
Here's the 3-1 pitch from Wirtz. That one's...
Hey, he didn't move, folks.
I didn't move.
He was
I
like
didn't
a stone
move.
wall.
It was to the right of me. That's why I didn't move. So
Stone wall
fouls
Campbell.
it straight back to the right of me. And 3-2 is the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Perry leads 5-1. Wirtz in the wine. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Just missed him inside for a ball, and Brady Bertner draws the walk. That's hard to stay off of as a hitter, too, because that looks like it's going to be right over the plate and then just drops right in the inside corner, and Brady Bertner stayed off of it. He's on with nobody out, and his brother comes up, Colby Bertner, and he is 1 for 2. Has an infield hit to Dawson T, the shortstop, and flew out to center field. First pitch is through there for a strike from Wirtz. Wirtz works out of the stretch. He's going to have to really keep an eye on Brady Bertner over there at first base. He checks him. Now he's going to throw over. Now he's going to bluff. And
they
call the balk.
Coach going to come talk to him after that.
Yeah, Coach Larry Hayes is going to come over and talk to him. So Brady Bertner will get second base on the balk call. That is the first one that I think that Wirtz has had this year, I believe. So that advances Brady Bertner to second base, nobody out. And the count is 0-1 to his brother, Colby Bertner. Runner in scoring position with nobody out. Checks the runner. Here's Wirtz's 0-1 pitch and got him to swing in the dirt. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. Boy, really went fishing.
Yeah.
Got the sand iron out there for Colby Bertner.
Yeah, he's pressing a little, trying to get his
I think
brother
he is.
in here.
Yeah, I think he is. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one's flicked into right field. Is Hunter going to be there? Yes, he is. He's going to camp under it. Brady Bertner's going to go to third. Here's the throw. And, boy, a good throw,
close.
but just off the mark. And Brady Bertner will be safe at third base. So that's the first out of the inning, as his brother just kind of flicked it into right field. Hunter Diaz camped under it, made a good throw just a little bit off the base, or they would have had Brady Bertner, I think.
Right, yeah. Well, it moves the runner over. That's the positive thing it does for him.
Now stepping into the batter's box, Jacob Cannon. He is 1 for 2 on the night as well. First pitch is a strike. Fastball on the inside corner, so 0-1 the count. Cannon has infield hit to shortstop and flew out to the first baseman last time. And you can see that there's a lot of everything is infield hit basically for Blackwell. There's a nice pitch over the outside corner on the curveball, and they called it a ball. They called it a ball. Boy, I thought he put his hand out there. It's 1-1, the count. Wow.
A lot of wows in the crowd, as we can hear, too. Perry contingent.
Well, we're in front of the good guys.
Yeah.
I would rather be in front of the good guys. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Cannon. Boy, he was trying to make it 5-3 right there.
Yeah, that was a home run swing, trying to get it all back. Which you cannot do with only one guy on.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that doesn't happen in baseball with just one guy on. It only counts for 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And just got it back to where it came from. Wirtz fires across the diamond to first base for the 1-3 putout as Cannon grounds back to the pitcher for the second out of the inning.
It was a nice play by Wirtz.
It was a nice play.
Looking off the runner at third.
Now into the batter's box steps the catcher, number 14, Sam Sherman. He is 0 for 1 on the night, has a walk, but he flew out to right field his last time up. So Sam has not had a very good night, and I will knock on something because I'm probably going to curse it now as that ball stays outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Charlie Wirtz has gone all the way for Perry, and he leads 5-1. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That's curves right over the inside part of the outer part of the plate for a strike. 1-1 the count. Boy, Sam has just kind of not recognized that pitch tonight.
No, he's not seeing it well.
Time granted as Sam's going to step out and dip back in here. Number 14, the catcher, All-American athlete here for Blackwell, the senior. Seems like he's been here 20 years. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's ripped and ground ball to Parker Simonek. Fires across the diamond for the third out of the inning, and a great play by Simonek to retire the side. For Blackwell, in the bottom of the 5th, no runs, no hits. There were no errors, and there was one man left on base. We moved, there wasn't. Yeah, that's right. We moved to the top of the 6th. Perry leads 5-1. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We moved to the top of the 6th inning, and Perry leads 5-1 as we move to the top of the 6th.
Boone threw it over.
That's right.
So unearned.
Perry leads 5-1, and the run given up is unearned, so it's not an earned run. So Charlie is not giving up any runs. He's got 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and has a balk on the night. As we move to the top of the 6th, and it looks like we're going to have...
I got 3 walks, partner.
You got 3 walks? Did I miss?
So I'm 1 off then.
No, you're right. There's 3. I was off. So 3 walks.
Oh, yeah, Schultz got 1.
And Perry's going to start off in the top of the 6th. It's going to be the 9-1 and 2-hole hitters for Perry. It'll be Wirtz, Dawson, Padilla, and Parker Simonek coming up for Perry in the top of the 6th. And Walker Cabot is still out there on the mound for Blackwell.
Yeah, he's only got 66 pitches.
We've got a long intermission between innings here.
I think it's the 5th inning. It's some kind of stretch. I mean, they got to put it somewhere, so... since you don't do the 7th inning stretch because the game's over. That's usually the song. That's Sweet Caroline.
Yeah. As freshman Charlie Wirtz is going to step in to the batter's box. He is 0 for 2 on the night, has a strikeout looking, and flew out to shortstop. Fielder's choice to shortstop, excuse me. So he's 0 for 2. He does have a run scored. Swings on the first pitch, and it's into short left field. Anybody got it? Anybody got it? Brady Burtner almost made a great catch into foul territory, but he loses it out of his mitt, and it's going to new life for Charlie Wirtz. But, man, you see the ground that Brady Burtner covered?
That was impressive.
So it's just a loud strike, and it's 0-1, the count to Charlie Wirtz.
Yeah, a lot of foul territory here in Morgan Field. Not a lot, a good amount, but it seems to be more down the third base line than the first.
Cabot looks in out of the full windup. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Oh, I did it.
You did it this time.
Yep.
Strike 2 as it fouls right back to us, and it's 0-2 the count. See? I'm not the only one.
I was trying to catch it by moving out of the way, he says inquisitively.
0, no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's on the outside corner, just off the plate. Yeah, probably a couple baseballs off. Ball one ball and 2 strikes, no outs as we start the top of the 6th. And your pitcher of record is in the batter's box, down 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Nice job staying off of that one because that was a curveball that was right in the dirt. And I've seen a lot of batters go after that one, including yours truly, over my days. It looks good out of the hand.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's low and down. So it works the count to 3-2.
Yeah, he's
so
worked it all the way
nice
back.
bat here for Charlie Wirtz.
Yeah, he's worked it all the way back to his favor.
And he's got some wheels, so I'm hearing that he will take over in center field next year for Braden Sweet. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he drives one to the shortstop. Brady Bertner up, fires across the diamond for the first out. So that's a 6-3 putout. But put the ball in play does Wirtz. He's out number 1. And that brings us to the top of the batting order, and that's the shortstop, number 10, Dawson Padilla. He steps in. He is 1 for 3 on the night. Flew out to shortstop, had an error, was safe on air in the 3rd inning to short, and also had a single to left field in the 4th. So he's 1 for 3. He puts it right through the 6-hole. Brady Bertner goes deep in the hole. Dawson Padilla is going to be safe on the throw. And I'm going to give, I'm going to give him the hit. That was a good deep hit. So H6 for Dawson Padilla. He's going to be safe on. But Brady Bertner did everything he could.
Yeah, that was a really tough play.
You just got to reward Dawson. That's a tough play. That's a hit, in my opinion. So he's going to be safe on the hit. And in steps Parker Semenek for the Maroons, for the Perry Maroons. He's 0 for 2 on the night. As he's got a walk and you fly out to left field. He had a fielder's choice that he was safe on, but so he's 0 for 2 officially. Actually, we'll call it 0 for 3. And he
hit a double. He's 1 for 3.
Oh, he's 1 for 3.
He's 1 for 2.
That's right.
He got a walk, double
right.
and a walk, so he's
That's
1
right.
for 2.
That's right.
RBI double as well.
Yeah, that's right. So he is 1 for 2. Parker swings and misses on the inside corner on the fastball, and it's 0-2 the count. I know I missed something here because I think my scoring's off. I fixed it. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Dawson Padilla on at first base. Perry leads 5-1. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Dawson Padilla going for second. Sam Sherman hesitated, and that hesitation was just enough for Dawson to get another stolen base.
Yeah, it's 2 today for Dawson.
Yeah, it's his 2nd stolen base of the afternoon. He's getting a really good read on Cabot.
Yeah.
And he's in scoring position with 1 out. That last pitch was a ball, so it's 1-2 the count to Parker Semenek. Cabot in the stretch now. 1-2 pitch. High and outside for a ball. Makes the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Padilla at first base. Parker Semenek. Righty-righty matchup. Stands in for Perry. And he's got a 2-2 count. Cabot winds and deals. Here it is. Parker swings and misses, or swings and fouls that one over the left side out of play. So we'll do it again, 2-2. Perry leads it 5-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning. That 5-run 4th inning still standing strong for the Perry Maroons. Cabot out of the stretch. And here's the 2-2. Parker swings and drives that one over the right side, foul. And he'll do it again, 2-2 the count. And
another
umpire
good
looking
bet.
for some for more baseballs because they haven't returned the foul balls. Perry 2-7 coming into tonight. Blackwell 7-4. And have to say that Perry looks like a different team than when I saw them a few weeks ago when they played Heritage Hall before we started getting on the air, and then I saw them play at the tournament. They have steadily improved over the last 2 weeks.
That was typical. I mean, that's typical of a. Hopefully typical anyway of a team. And, you get a lot of the new additions once they get out of their wrestling and basketball mode. And just everything looking up.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. We'll do it again as we got a new baseball. Cabot out of the stretch. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball misses down low on the outside and runs the count full to 3-2. Nice eye by Parker Semenek right there.
Yeah, he's having a good day at the plate. Really good, really sound approach.
He's very disciplined at the plate that I've noticed so far. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he swings and puts that one to the 6th hole, and it's going to be by Brady Bertner into left field. Moving to third base is Dawson Padilla, and Parker Semenek with another hit is on for the Maroons for Perry.
Big spot here.
Now Garrett Byer comes in, and he is wearing the collar so far. He's got an intentional walk, was safe on an error, and flew out to the shortstop. So he's wearing the collar so far for Perry, and we need to get him off the snide right here. 2 hits in the inning for the Maroons. 2 on at the corners. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Garrett Byer steps in to face Walker Cabot, a righty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Garrett swings and misses right through that first pitch down the middle, strike 1. Garrett, he can drive the ball. We've seen it happen. He's one of those forces that he can put charges into a ball, and even if he puts a charge in here and gets a fly ball, it's going to be another run.
Right.
0-1 count from Cabot. Here's the pitch. Garrett swings and misses through that one on the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2 to Garrett Byer.
And now you got to adjust. You got to get defensive here and maybe choke up a little and try to put one in play.
Another instance here, situational baseball here.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Cabot.
There
Garrett
you go.
swings and puts it into play in the shortstop. There's one to second base, back to first for the double play, and there's a double play out of the inning.
I said, there you go.
And Perry is going to get Strand 1 runner. So in the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We move to the bottom of the 6th, and it's 5-1 still. Perry on top. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Perry still leads at 5-1, and that 5-run 4th inning is still standing up for the Maroons and Perry. And Charlie Wirtz is just pitching another gem on the mound again, and just like I saw against the Woodward Boomers. I want to let you know our next broadcast is going to be April 3rd as the Cushing Tigers come to town to Ripley Field. It's going to be a 5 o'clock first pitch, so we'll be on the air at 4:30, and that'll be between the Cushing Tigers coming to Perry on April 3rd.
Next Friday.
That'll be next Friday at Ripley Field, so that'll be our next broadcast. So in April, we have a bunch. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
one for another
broadcasts.
11 days after
or 7
that
broadcasts, and then the district tournament. So
10 days after, kind of got a break there.
Yep, and then we really go on it, don't we?
Yeah.
13th, 14th, 16th, 17th, 20th, and 21st. So there you go. That's the schedule, and you can find that on CampbellCommunicationsOK.com. Click on Sports tab, and then Baseball, and then there's a link that you can click on for the broadcast schedule, as well as a roster, as well as a schedule itself, a full schedule, and all that good stuff. So that'll be our next broadcast, April 3rd. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning, leading off for the Blackwell Maroons. It's going to be the designated hitter, Zach Brown, to face Charlie Wirtz. First pitch is outside and high for a ball. Zach Brown on the night has worn the collar. He's struck out both times he's been up, so he's 0 for 2 on the night. He struck out swinging both times. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's high and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count from Wirtz as we are in the top of the 6th inning, just underway. Perry leads at 5-1. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That's going to be right through there. It's foul tipped for strike 1. 2-1 the count. Gonna have to get me one of those hamburgers after our broadcast.
Yeah, it smells delicious.
I'm gonna stay and watch the JV game. Got some good JV guys coming up, partner. We got some good youngsters. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Wirtz. That one curves over nicely on the outside corner, and it's 2-2.
Well,
Boy, Charlie has just
pitched well.
Yeah, he has. He's just really battled back when he's behind. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And swung on and lifted on the right side, and it's out of play. We'll do it over again. And that's, Charlie's like a wrestler. If he's behind the count 2-0, 3-0, he's not out of it. He'll come all the way back and get you in a spot.
I'm sure the wrestlers would like to attribute a baseball player to a wrestler, but hey, there's wrestlers
But you know what I'm
here.
saying. You're down 10-1 to wrestling.
I know
you
how
can pin
salty
somebody.
wrestlers are.
Well, they're out here, too. They wouldn't mind.
Right.
They play baseball.
Maybe.
I'm just saying you're never out. He just has that mentality that he's never out of his count. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Runs the count to 3-2.
Is he going to bat? And is he going to JV? Is he going to play JV? Is he going to play field and bat, you think, since he's just a freshman?
Yes, he will play center field, I think. Here's a 3-2 pitch. And that was a nice curveball slider over the middle, and Zach Brown fought it off down the right side, out of play.
Yeah, that was the BG swing.
Jive talking.
No, staying alive because
that staying alive.
But the baseball analogy, jive talking doesn't
Here's
really
the
work.
3-2 pitch, and that's going to be hammered into right center field for a base hit. Braden Sweet's going to limit it at a base hit, and Zach Brown's going to finally get off the snide for the Maroons, and he'll be on at first.
Stepping to the plate. First baseman, number 23.
I'm just laughing at my partner here. I don't know how I'm going to work. We're going to work a jive talking analogy into baseball.
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't know.
we can.
I'm
we
old.
can figure it out.
I'm old. 1 on, nobody out for C.J. Schultz as he'll step in to face Wirtz. Wirtz checks the runner. Here's the first pitch, and that's over the inside corner. A little high for a ball. C.J. Schultz on the night is 0 for 1, has a walk, and he grounded out to third base, so officially 1 at bat.
Just a lot of good movement on that pitch, though.
Wirtz checks the runner. Here's the one he knows he's going to throw to first and chase Zach Brown back to the bag. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Perry leads it 5-1 here at Morgan Field in Blackwell, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. Charlie Wirtz on the mound. He deals and fires, and it's strike 1, swing and miss by C.J. Schultz as he was behind that one pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's 1-1. Perry has played a good game today.
Really have. Been real sound.
Only
1 error.
Pretty clean, yeah, compared to what we're used to seeing. And I think they might have got some confidence from that Bethany game, even though they lost in the 9 innings.
Yeah, I would think so.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's outside for a ball, 2-1. Because Bethany is a ranked club.
Yeah, they were good back when I was in high school, back in 01, 02, 99 to 02. They were always good.
And I think this team realizes they have stability on the mound.
Yeah, they do.
They just got to figure it out at the plate and in the field and not making those errors and chasing back Zach Brown for another throw over Charlie Wirtz to James Boone. But, they just have to realize their potential at the plate and not make those errors in the field.
Yeah.
And they'll be fine. Anytime you have great pitching, you're going to have a good club. And that ball is down low, and it's going to be 3-1. Well, you don't want to put the first 2 runners on the bases here in the 6th inning. You really want to keep it at 5-1 and really put the pressure on Blackwell in the 7th. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's a swing and a miss by Schultz for strike 2. Runs the count to 3-2, and Charlie has battled his way back to see if he can climb the ladder and all the way here. So I hear his dad right behind me to my right. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one's outside for a ball, and C.J. Schultz is going to get the walk. So the first 2 Blackwell Maroons find the base paths. And there's nobody out as, boy, the guy that really wreaks havoc on the bases comes to the plate center fielder, Josh Swain. He is 1 for 2 on the night. Has an infield hit to shortstop and flew out to the first baseman. Nobody out, 2 on. Charlie Wirtz still on the mound for Perry. Deals, fires, and there's a hit to center fielder. Braden Sweet coming on, makes a catch on his backside, sliding, and a nice catch from Braden Sweet to get the first out of the inning. So there we go. You get a ground ball here, you get a double play, you're out of the inning.
Yep, that's a good recovery by Braden there. Plays a good center field.
And Andrew Worley will step in. He is 1 for 2 as well. He's got a sac bunt, and he's got a hit last time at bat through the left side.
Let's go, Ricky!
So 1 for 2 on the night. First ball is a ball. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. 2 guys on. First and second for Blackwell. Lefty-righty matchup. Wirtz fires. Guy going to third base. Garrett Byer throws down there, and he got him. Oh, he slides in. Zach Brown, I thought we had him. A great throw from Garrett Byer. I thought the tag was right there on the foot, the sliding foot, but they called Zach Brown safe. Boy, and Blackwell down 5-1, really taking a chance on the bases. Wow.
Yeah, still just 1 out, so still in a double play here. Garrett's giving some signs to his defenders.
I'd like to see a replay of that one because I thought he got him on that foot.
Yeah, of course, our contingent crowd is agreeing with the broadcast, with Brock, saying he was safe.
No, out.
Right, out. Yeah, they don't agree with the umpires.
Charlie Wirtz fires outside for a ball, so now the count is 2-0, I believe.
Man, should
I
have won
think
jeans.
It should be 2-0. I think the scoreboard's wrong. We'll call it 2-0. Charlie's behind in the count. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's high for a ball. Actually, it was a walk. You got to walk.
The what's it called? The scoreboard is way behind.
So another walk given, and Coach Wes Borson's going to come out and talk to Charlie. And C.J. Schultz will go to second base. Worley will go down to first, and we got one out in the inning. Wirtz kind of laboring here in the top of the sixth. How many pitches has he thrown here, partner?
Let me see.
I think it was like 73 a couple innings ago.
Yeah, he's over the 80 mark now. Or 90 mark, I mean. 35, 75, 85, 95. Yeah, he's up into 104 now.
104 pitches, and he's pitched, five and a third.
Yep.
5 1/3 innings. They're going to leave him in there, 104 pitches and counting. And at the plate now is Walker Cabot, and he is 0 for on the day. He's got a strikeout and a fielder's choice.
Might give him this runner here and our batter and see what we can do.
Yeah. So bases loaded of Blackwell Maroons, 1 out. Wirtz in the full wind, in the pitch, and swing and a miss, and comes back strong to start Cabot out with a strike. 0-1 the count. This might be Blackwell's chance right here. Wirtz steps off the rubber. Now he's going to go into the stretch, though. Pitcher against pitcher here. Charlie checks his runners. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back right here, right on the net. It's 0-2. Well, you definitely want to get Cabot here because after Cabot, look who you got up.
Right, yeah, you want to get the double play and get out of this inning. And like you said earlier, put all the pressure on Blackwell for that seventh inning.
Brady has worn the collar, but he's too good of a player. You know he's going to get something going. There's a swing and a miss on the curveball. Change on the inside corner, strike 3, and Cabot gets his second strikeout of the ball. It strikes out for the second time, and that brings to the plate Brady Bertner, who's 0 for 2. He's got a walk. He's had 2 flyouts to left field, but he's a dangerous hitter at that leadoff position.
Yeah.
And you don't want Blackwell to score any runs without the benefit of a hit either in this inning because there's been no hits.
No.
So Bertner steps in, lefty-righty matchup again. There's the same pitch, curves over for a strike. And
Brown got a hit. Brown got the single.
Oh, Brown did get the strike.
Yeah, but the other 2 were walks. You're right.
That's right. You're right.
It's bound to happen.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Wirtz fires and deals, and same pitch on the outside corner, just a little low, makes it 1-1. Boy, that's a tough one to stay off of too for Brady.
Yeah.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded of Blackwell Maroons. Bottom of the 6th inning, Wirtz deals and fires. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be fouled down the left side. And Coach Sisney makes a nice play over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Garrett Byers is going to go talk to Charlie. Yeah, they might have been crossed up a little bit on the signs. Just want to make sure everything's on the same page for this 1-2 pitch. Boy, this will be a big out if Perry can get out of this.
Yeah.
And I think we'd probably see somebody else to close it out in the 7th. I don't know.
Maybe.
He might let Charlie go out there.
Yeah, maybe let him start it, see what happens.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Charlie Wirtz trying to get out of a jam. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And there's a shot into right field, and Hunter Diaz is right there to make the catch, and Perry's out of the inning. In the inning for the Blackwell Maroons. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there were 3 big men left on base. We moved to the top of the 7th. It's still Perry 5 and Blackwell 1. This is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. We moved to the top of the 7th, and boy, Charlie Wirtz worked out of another inning that could have been devastating for Perry. But man, what else can we say about the freshman at this point?
Yeah, he's been able. It's been kind of a linchpin of a night. He's done it all, striking people out. I mean, he's walked 4 or 5, but he's still come back and only gave up the 1 run, and it wasn't even earned. So, yeah, the kid's got a lot of poise and got a bright future. I hope he sticks around.
He's got
like the kids with bright
4
future,
strikeouts
so.
and 5 walks.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little high on the walk-in, but, he's up over 110 pitches now.
But he's still managed the game.
And he's
still really done a good job managing the game and limiting the damage. Just 1 run that was unearned at this point. He's gotten out of some good jams and really has kept us at 5-1. And, boy, Perry, It'd be nice to get some more insurance runs, you know, because
Yeah,
it's never enough in baseball.
Right.
But now we go to the top of the 7th inning, and the senior left fielder Dylan Buck will lead off for the Maroons for Perry.
Dylan could use a hit, 0 for 3.
He's 0 for 3. He's wearing the collar. He's got 2 strikeouts, 1 looking and 1 swinging. And the first pitch from Cabot is down low for a ball. Walker Cabot is still out there for Blackwell. He's gone all the way. 1-0 pitch from Walker. And it's swung on, and Dylan Buck hammers it into left field, but right at Jacob Cannon. He had to move to his left a couple steps, and that's going to be a long out for out number 1. Got really good bat on that ball, but just right at Cabot, or right at Cannon. Got a little bit more chillier here, partner.
Yep. Yeah, I wish I had jeans on. We really got to coordinate our efforts here.
I thought about wearing shorts, but I was like, no.
I had been outside.
I need to
today.
text you every time we have a broadcast to check the weather, just to
I,
make sure.
I hadn't been outside. I was being lazy today, so I didn't know it was kind of chill. It was a little chill in the air.
Chandler Brocock steps in. He is 0 for 3. He does have a run scored. He was safe on an error back in the 4th inning. He swings and misses for strike 1, so he evens the count 1-1. Chandler has grounded out to shortstop and flied out to short, and he's been safe on an error from third on that throw from Stafford way back in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Cabot. And hit right back to where it came from. Nice stab by Cabot. He's going to flip over to first base for the 1-3 put out, and that's out number 2. Boy, a hot shot from Chandler Bocox back to the mound, and Cabot more or less.
Yeah, but look what I found.
Look what I found, or
Yeah.
trying to protect himself, and he got it. So that brings to the plate Hunter Diaz. He is right fielder, number 15. He is 1 for 3, it looks like. Had a sac bunt, grounded out back in the first inning, or second inning to the to the second baseman. Had a hit in the 5th inning.
1 for 2 then.
So he's 1 for 2.
Sacrifice is,
1 for 2.
is like
Yeah,
a
you're right.
walk.
You're right.
You don't count the at bat.
1 for 2 is Hunter as he swings and misses on the first pitch. 0-1 the count. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Perry leads 5-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one's high, but he swung on it. It's going to be fouled out the right side and almost made a catch there by Mr. Buck over here, Dylan's dad, and E on Mr. Buck. 0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit sharply to the second baseman. That's Colby Bertner. Flips over to first, and he gets the third out. So retires the side, a 4-3 put out. So in the 7th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for Perry. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Last call for Blackwell. Perry leads 5-1. And this is Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. What'd you say, Tim? Okay. Yeah, save those breaks for post game. This is the last inning. Okay, cool. Move to the bottom of the 7th inning. This is the last call for the Blackwell Maroons, partner. Perry leads 5-1. And Charlie Wirtz will indeed get a chance to get the complete game once again as he goes back out on the bump.
Yep, he's up and he's 1-1-1. He's 111 pitches, but he's showing no effects of it. Still throwing strong, and he's more of a, he's got some good velocity and he can throw it when he needs it, but he's more of a crafty guy and doesn't really expend a lot of energy on the mound. Garrett's overthrown him twice here on his warm-up.
As he's only given up 5 hits tonight, 1 run that was unearned. He is 1-0 on the year, looking to go to 2-0. And he's going to try and go for the complete game. His counterpart, Cabot, has given up 6 hits, 5 runs, 6 hits, and
Yep, a couple of his were unearned because of the air, but he's given up. I would call it at least 3 earned runs.
yeah.
Or 4 actually. I got 4 RBIs for our guys, so 4 earned runs.
So top of the 7th inning, Colby Burtney will lead off for the Blackwell Maroons. He is 1 for 3. Had a hit to Dawson Padilla in the first inning and flew out to center field and flew out to right field. So 1 for 3, takes the first pitch for a strike on the inside corner.
I think who's number 1 on our team? I think he's warming up in the bullpen over there. Number 1.
I don't remember who that is. There's a curveball strike. Might not need him. That stayed outside, though. I thought that was strike 2. Number 1 is
It's a freshman.
Cole
isn't it?
Bunyard.
Bunyard, yeah. He pitched on Monday.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Wirtz. Swung on, and Colby Bertner is going to get it by the third baseman into left field for a single to start the seventh inning for the Blackwell Maroons. And so he gets his second hit of the game, so he's 2 for 4.
Left fielder number 5, Jacob Cannon.
That will bring up to the plate Jacob Cannon, the left fielder. He is 1 for 3 on the day. He has a hit in the first inning, and he's flied out to first base, and he was put out, had a ground out to the pitcher last time up, so he's 1 for 3. Nobody out, 1 on. There's the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike, so 0-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike from Charlie Wirtz. Charlie working out of the stretch again. Well over 100 pitches is the freshman. Checks this runner. Now he's going to fire to first and chase Colby Bertner back to the bag. Here's Wirtz's 0-1 pitch, and that's going to be dropping into left field for a base hit. Gets by Dylan Buck, and the runner's going to move to third. Second and third with nobody out as Blackwell has runners at second and third. Nobody out with Sam Sherman coming to the plate. Blackwell trying to make some noise here. As Sam Sherman comes to the plate, he's got a walk, and he's 0 for 2 with the walk. Grounded out to third baseman last time, flew out to right field on the third base, so I don't want to say it, but he's very well due. He's a good baseball player. Nobody out, 2 on. Here's Wirtz's first pitch, and it's in the dirt. Good stop by Garrett Byer. Has to keep the runners where they are. Ball 1, though. The count 1-0. Charlie Wirtz is maybe a little bit out of gas here after throwing a lot of pitches. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-0 from the freshman hurler for Perry. Got a 5-1 lead. You don't want to give Blackwell any hope here.
Right, and you just got to throw your game. You can't give up the lead here. Not yet.
2-0 pitch. That's through there. It's going to be a ground ball to third
first.
baseman.
There you
Parker
go,
Semenek,
Parker.
good pickup. Fires across the diamond for the out. So it's a 5-3 put out by the RBI. Sam Sherman. That scores Colby Bertner. It's 5-2. Moving to third base is Jacob Cannon. So the first out of the game is recorded, but they give up a run, and Zach Brown will be at the plate for the Blackwell Maroons. He is 1 for 3. Had a hit his last time up to center field, and he's had 2 strikeouts.
Yep, but smart play by Parker, getting the sure out.
Wirtz fires. The first pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner at third base for Blackwell. Perry leads at 5-2 now. We'd almost trade another out for a run here. Here's the second pitch. That's on the outside for a ball. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, absolutely. You would take another run if you can get the sure out. Absolutely, because that'll clear the bases too.
Wirtz out of the stretch. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And boy, he had Zach Brown fooled there, and he got a piece of it. It's fouled it back, and it's 1-2.
But
kind of fisted him, kind of came inside and jammed him.
Go back-to-back strikeouts in the game too. Either way you want to do it, Wirtz is fine with us.
1-2 to count. 1 out. Charlie Wirtz has gone all the way. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Brown. And that's going to be spiked down the right field line. Just foul. Just foul on the right side.
Yeah, that was a close one. Boone, not really playing. He doesn't have to play the line here with the right-handed batter. You don't figure he's going to push one through, but
now he's going
to creep over.
Creep over a little bit now. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Wirtz. Swung on, and it's going to be a ground ball to Parker Semenek. A run will score. Parker will get the second out, and that's what you wanted right there. You'll trade that any day of the week. As Zach Brown will get an RBI. He will score Cannon. It's 5-3. So with 2 outs, nobody on the bases now. It's 5-3, and C.J. Schultz is the last hope for the Blackwell Maroons. On the day, C.J. has 2 walks. He's officially 0 for 1 on the night because he's got 2 walks. He's got a ground out back in the first inning to the third baseman, Parker Semenek. But since then, he's had 2 walks. So it's 5-3. Scoreboard shows 5-2, but it is 5-3.
Actually has us 6-2, so hey, we'll take that extra run. Why not?
And there's a nice curveball inside. Had C.J. Schultz on that front foot, way out in front. Strike one.
Yeah, that says there it goes 6-2. Well, they're still
take 6-3
giving us
too.
that run we didn't earn, but hey, what the heck?
It is 5-3. No balls, one strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's outside and low for ball one. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Perry leads 5-3. They probably can't fix the scoreboard unless they start a new game. That's probably why they're not going to fix it.
That's interesting.
It happens at ours too. But it is 5-3. Perry on top. 2 outs in the top or the bottom of the 7th. Nice curveball right over the plate, and it's 1-2. The last strike here, upcoming for Blackwell. C.J. Schultz is down to the last strike. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Perry leads 5-3. Bottom of the 7th. Wirtz trying to go for the complete inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's high and away for ball 2. Triple ducks on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The scoreboard guys do not know what they're doing up there. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it's in the dirt, smothered by Garrett Byer, and it's 3-2. Full count here. Wirtz is trying to end this game right here to C.J. Schultz. Lefty-righty matchup. 1 out away, and Perry's going to get their 3rd victory of the year. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Schultz just spikes that one between third and short for another base hit for Blackwell. Blackwell's not going quietly.
No, they are not, and you might see the change here, but coaches aren't. Nobody's running out.
Josh Swain's going to be coming up here, the center fielder for Blackwell. He is 1 for 3 on the night, had a hit back in the 2nd inning. But since then, he's flew out to first base and flew out to center field. And we're going to have a pinch runner here for Blackwell. Let's see who we got.
Number 12.
Number 12. I don't have a number 12.
Okay.
So we'll just say a pinch runner for Blackwell. With 1 out, or excuse me, with 2 outs, a pinch runner for Blackwell, 1 on at first base. Josh Swain stands in for the Blackwell Maroons. Down to their final out, but they're not going quietly. Like I said, Wirtz is going to work out of the stretch now. He comes home for the first pitch, just on the outside part of the plate, but didn't get the call, so ball 1. 1-0, Charlie Wirtz is getting the opportunity to go the full complete 7 here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's through there for a strike. A nice fastball right down the middle. Evens count 1-1. Still got a little zip on it.
Yeah. After 130 pitches, too.
Good grief.
Yeah. That's what the
Here's the 1-1 pitch from the freshman. Swing and a miss. Josh Swain way behind that one on the outside part of the plate. And it's 1-2 the count again. Charlie Wirtz 1 strike away from winning his 2nd game of the year. I wouldn't worry about that runner at first right now. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got him! He got him looking, and that's the ball game. Perry's going to win it 5-3 and go to 3-7. Blackwell will drop to 7-5. And boy, we will come back. We'll wrap things up. We'll do the stats and everything and talk about another gem of a ball game by Charlie Wirtz. You're listening to Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. And welcome back to Morgan Field. Perry has gotten their 3rd win of the year to go 3-7 on the year. Blackwell falls to 7-5, and Charlie Wirtz goes all 7 complete innings and gets his 2nd win of the ball game. Perry wins it 5-3, partner.
Yeah, just a great outing by Mr. Wirtz there, even though he walked a few 5 batters, I believe, but he battled back and only gave up 2 earned runs. But just another good effort by the freshman pitching 131 pitches, 132 pitches.
Yeah, Charlie went 7 innings. He improves his record to 2-0. Gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 were earned. He had 5 walks and 5 strikeouts, and he had 1 balk. So, but other than that, pretty good performance again by the freshman. Cabot, on the other hand, had. Let me go here. 5 runs. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 8. Let's see here. Cabot had gave up 6 hits, went 7 in each pitch as well. 6 hits, 5 runs. I don't know how many were earned. Four earned runs. 1 was unearned. He gave up 2 walks, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that's all we
One
had.
was intentional.
Yeah, 1 was an intentional walk. So, do we count that?
Yeah.
I think we do. So, but
Yeah, it's a walk.
Okay, but we only had 2 walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. So 2 walks, and he had 3 strikeouts, I believe. So Perry did a nice job, better job at the plate. Only struck out 3 times tonight, but they do get the win 5-3. And we'll go through the stats here. First for Blackwell, Brady Bertner he wore the collar, so he was 0 for 3 on the night. Colby Bertner was 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Jacob Cannon was 1 for. Actually, he was 2 for 4 as well. Sam Sherman wore the collar. He was 0 for 4 on the night. Zach Brown 1 for 3. Nope, 1 for 4. Had a hit, 2 Ks, and all that good stuff. C.J. Schultz had 2 walks. He was 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Josh Wayne, he was 1 for 4. No, 1 for 3. Nope, 1 for 4. Andrew Worley was 1 for 3. And Walker Cabot was 0 for. He was 0 for 3 in the night. So that's the line score for Blackwell. For Perry on the other side, we'll go a little bit more detail since it's our guys. Dawson Padilla had a hit tonight. He was 1. Actually, was he 2 for 4? Or can you help me out? 2 for 4. Is that what you got for Dawson?
Yeah, 2 for 4.
He was 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Parker Simonek was
2 for 4.
2 for 4 as well.
2 for 3, you got to walk.
2 for 3, yeah, that's right. Garrett Byer went 0 for tonight. He was 0 for 0 for 3. Dylan Buck was 0 for 4. Chandler Buckhawks 0 for 4.
0 for 3.
Hunter Diaz had a hit. No, he
1
had a
for
hit.
3.
He's 1 for 3 with a hit. Braden Sweet was 1 for 3. James Boot was 0 for 3, and Charlie Wirtz was 0 for 3 as well. So Perry had 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those were earned, and they get the win 5-3. So we're going to take our first time out. We're going to start the post game, which is brought to you by Steve Womack Insurance Agency, and I've got a little ditty that I'll say when I get back. So we're going to take a time out. Perry wins it 5-3. We'll start the post game. You're listening to Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. Back at Morgan Field in Blackwell, Oklahoma, Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. This Perry Maroon postgame show is brought to you by the Womack Insurance Agency. Farmers agent Steve Womack. The Womack Insurance Agency is located at 623 Delaware Street in Perry, or you can call Steve at 580-336-6300. Steve also invites you to visit his website at www.farmersagent.com/SWomack. Farmers Insurance, we've got you covered. And Charlie Wirtz had him covered tonight. He goes complete game again, 7 complete games again, partner, and gets the win 5-3 to go to 2-0 on the year. And he definitely had this team covered as they got a big win over a decent Blackwell squad.
Yep, and gave up walked a little too many. I'm sure the coach will. If you talk to coach next time, he'll say, yeah, Charlie maybe walked a few too many. But the important thing is he didn't allow more runs than we did. He allowed 2 runs. 3 total, but 2 were earned, and that's the important part of the game. You know, when you score, I mean, that sounds stupid to say, but it's silly, but you score more runs than the other team. That's all you need to do. And you know, he battled back a lot, and had a lot of counts actually that were 0-2 that he, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1 that he came back and got the out. So just a great effort for him tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. As Charlie is just a freshman, and I think we're going to see him in the JV game. I think Coach Borson is going to come over here and join us here in a minute. So we're going to see Charlie in the outfield for this JV game, I believe, in the center field. And Perry is starting to get it going. 3-7 on the year. Really should be 4-6. I mean, really, at this point, they had Bethany beat Tuesday. But they lost their one-run game, and that's just how it goes. So we're going to see if we can get Coach Borson up here, see if he's going to come up here and talk to us. And I think he's getting ready to come up here. So I think let me see if he's coming up the stairs. If he's coming up the stairs, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. And see here. Yeah, he's coming up the stairs. I'm going to go ahead and take a break. Hold on. Is that him? Bad radio here. Seeing if he's coming up the stairs or not. I thought that was him, but maybe he's going to do some things. Hopefully we'll have him come over here and talk to us. But 3-7, your Perry Maroons go on the year. Blackwell drops to 7-5, and hopefully we can get Coach Westmoreland's thoughts. Also want to remind you, the next broadcast is April 3rd as the Cushing Tigers come to Ripley Field to take on your Perry Maroons. That one will start at 5 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 4:30. So we're going to go ahead and take another break. I believe this is my second break in post-game. If not, Tim, text me so I know where I am. But Perry Maroons win it today 5-3, so we're going to take another break and hopefully have Coach after this. You're listening to Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. And welcome back to Morganville, Blackwell, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell now alongside shortstop Dawson Padilla. And Dawson, that was a really good win. That's a good Blackwell team over there that they dropped to 7-5. We improved our record to 3-7. But talk to me about this. It seems like this team is starting to get there. We lost that close one to Bethany, and then you come up here and you beat a pretty good Blackwell team. What's the feeling with the team right now as we've got our third win on the year and just beat a really good team?
Oh, we're just picking up the pace, and we started off slow, but we're not starting to warm up now.
Well, let's talk about you at the dish. It seems like you had struggled out of the gate at the plate, but tonight you went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. What kind of things have you done to improve your approach at the plate, and how are you feeling now at the plate?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm floating early and picking up the ball easier and faster and working my hands.
Well, let's talk about your freshman pitcher now, too. That's Charlie Wirt's second complete game in a row. What can you say about him? He's just a freshman. It just seems like everybody that he pitches against that I've seen so far with Woodward and now Blackwell, they just have no idea what he's going to pitch. He really mixes pitches up nicely and just keeps everybody off balance. What can you say about his performances?
Yeah, he's a stud. He's going to be really good in the future. He has a bright pitching future. He just knows how to shove it.
Well, that's one way of putting it in it. But, congratulations on getting your third win tonight, and we'll see you on our next broadcast April 3rd. I know there's some games between then, but our next broadcast will be with Cushing. But congratulations on your night tonight, 2 for 4, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
And that was Dawson Padilla, your shortstop for the Perry Maroons. We're going to take one more break. We'll come back and wrap things up from Blackwell, Oklahoma. You're listening to Perry Maroon Baseball on Triple Play Sports. And welcome back to Morgan Field, Blackwell, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw as we're getting things racked up here. Perry wins it 5-3 to go to 3-7 on the year. Blackwell drops to 7-5 with the loss. Charlie Wirtz, the freshman pitcher, goes 2-0 on the year with 2 complete games, no less. Really had a good outing tonight as well. Went 7 innings, gave up 5 hits?
8 hits.
8 hits.
Yeah.
And then 5 walks and
struck out 5.
So stability on the mound is there for the Maroons, and if they can start to pick up the production like they did tonight from the dish, things are going to start falling into place. And only 1 error tonight too, so only 2 errors. So if they can keep doing that, things are going to fall into place nicely for this team.
Yeah, the last one, Buck on the end, he allowed that guy to advance in the 7th inning. He got a single and then he advanced because he kind of fumbled it. Not a big deal, just house cleaning there. And yeah, I mean, if you can get to where you don't need to have work into your bullpen, I mean, that not only helps the day you're playing, it also helps further games, future games. I mean, I don't know when they play next, if you have
I've got it.
Their away schedule, but, I mean, either way, no matter when they play next, it helps the future game. Their next game is the 30th.
Heritage Hall, it's a tough game.
Monday.
They got beat 8-0 at home to Heritage Hall, but this is a different team. They're playing at a different level now. They'll have Heritage Hall next Monday, and then Tuesday they go to Perkins to take on the Perkins Demons. They lost 3-1 to them in the Hector Turbo tournament. So, they've got some good wins that they could potentially get. They need to Heritage Hall is a very good team. They can hit the ball.
Yeah.
Perkins, they can definitely beat Perkins. They only lost 3-1. But our next broadcast is going to be April 3rd, next Friday, against the Cushing Tigers in Ripley Field. They're usually pretty decent. It's a rival.
Got a pretty good team,
They've usually got a pretty good team. So
they're 4A team, I believe, or are they 3A baseball?
They're 4A. So, anyways, that's going to be our next broadcast. We're going to go and wrap things up. I want to thank my partner, Mike Shaw, for doing everything he does, keeping stats and color commentating and all that. I want to thank Tim back in the studio, getting the right breaks and playing the right commercials and keeping me in line because I forgot my format today. I want to thank you, the fans, and everybody that listens to us and encourages us and appreciates us and everything. I just got complimented by the articles I write for the Perry Daily Journal, so I appreciate that. I'm glad to do that for everybody. And also want to thank the Perry Wrestling, the Takedown Club, the Wrestling Foundation, the Perry Tippin Club for giving us appreciation and recognizing us at the banquets. Coach Ronnie Delk and
I'm sorry,
the
I
senior
wasn't able to
basketball
attend
players as well at the
either of
banquets.
them.
We really appreciate the recognition, but we do it because we love this. We love being
Absolutely.
around sports. We love seeing these kids grow, and this is just a lot of fun. This is not a job to us.
Right.
It's not work to us. It's fun. So, but we appreciate all the love and support we get over the last year or so. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Perry wins it 5-3 to go to 3-7 on the year. Blackwell drops to 7-5. So for Brock, I'm Brock Campbell for Mike Shaw. We're going to go get off here and until our next broadcast on April 3rd. The final score for the final time, it was Perry 5 and Blackwell 3. We're rounding third and heading for home. And this has been a Campbell Communications presentation on the Triple Play Sports Network.